Welcome to Levels of Geeks Live, bringing you the latest topics in cinema, plus 4K reviews, movie reviews, and more. Battle the leaderboard to earn cool prizes. The only place on YouTube that your opinion matters. And now your host of Levels of Geeks Live, Alex and Friends.
Welcome everyone to a new episode. I'm your host Alex Figueroa, and my co-host is
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
Don't worry about Scott. He's doing stuff in the background.
He's a ghost.
Yeah, he's a ghost right now.
Ghost.
There you go.
There he is.
Gotta make an entrance.
There you go. That's your entrance.
That's and then I slipped coming in and almost broke my toe. That was fantastic. That was awesome.
Yes.
Graceful.
So, guys, how does this work out? Scott is here. He DM'd me on Sunday. You go ahead, Scott. Tell everybody how this worked out.
Well, what happened was I needed a break from everyone else. Sometimes you get sick of people, and you just need to talk to somebody else in life. A little change of scenery is fantastic. It's good to talk to people that you don't hate. So that's why I'm here.
There you go. And
Yes.
there you go. But what happened was Sunday, Scott DM'd me on Instagram, and he was like, dude, I would love to come to the show and debate with you on Wonder Woman 84. I'm not going to say what Scott said about the film. I'm not going to say until we get to that point of the review. But before we get started with giving what's up to everybody in the chat, I just want to nip two things in the butt, and this is very important in the long run. I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is going to be very important. First things first, we've been getting a lot of new people onto the show. And they've been bringing up a lot of Ken. This is like the fourth week in a row we've been getting a lot of mid-level media questions about Ken. Look, Ken is gone from the show. I'm gonna say this once, and that's it. I already gave people moderation, so whenever you bring up Ken's name, you're going to get booted from the chat. No more. I'm not playing this no more. This is getting a little tiring. That is one. He decided to leave. He left the show. He decided to make his own movie community. That is what he is doing. So he's not going to be coming back on this show. Now, if he wants to open it up about it on his page, his channel, you guys can bombard him live on his shows. But I'm not going to be dealing with this night in, night out every Monday when me and Nate go live. It's not fair for us. And he decided his fate. And he's getting what he deserves, pretty much. So he decided to leave. He left. He's not coming back on the show. Second, Nate has been getting a lot of disrespectful chat messages on the chat when we're live. I don't see it. He tells me afterwards. And it's really not fair for him to getting bombarded with stuff, being very disrespectful. He doesn't have to be here, but he chose to be here. I'm going to let him talk about it and open up.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this right now. Do not be disrespectful to any of the creators that come on the show or that is part of the show. It is not right to them. And first of all, this is a community. So you guys got to act respectful to anyone that's on the show or on camera. Nate, take it over.
Yeah. And by the way, unboxing. I see you in the chat. Don't feel bad for me. I'm a man. I'm a grown man. It's fine. The point is, we're not here for... So I don't mind... Alex asked me to be on the show. Absolutely, I'll do it. We're here to talk movies with you guys. We're here to talk, all these topics. And I am completely, obviously open to, I love discourse. I love disagreement. You don't have to agree with us. Please, by all means, if you don't agree with something we're talking about, say, hey, I don't agree with that. Here's my opinion. That's all beautiful. What we don't want is people getting personal. When you start getting personal with people, then that's where it's not okay. Now, I responded to the person in there, and they didn't really say much after that. And I'm not the type who's gonna make a big fuss about things. But I'm also not just gonna sit here and let people, say whatever they want and talk a bunch of crap. So with that being said, and I'll call them out. If I see them tonight, I'll say, hey, what's up? Relax, bro. But it is what it is. I love everybody in the chat. Even that, that person, I don't know who they are. There's some person with multiple accounts. I don't know. It's something weird. We've kind of done some detective work on it. This is some weird dude who got 5 different accounts and is constantly messaging from all 5 of them. It's the same person talks crap about me. It's the same person who's constantly asking about mid-level media. So if you see it in the chat, y'all will know. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll tell y'all. Vincent Smith Jr., Ramford Rams or whatever. He has like 3 other, like, that person needs to relax. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, please, by all means, if you don't agree with anything we're talking about, let us know. We're here for that, but we're not here for y'all to like personally talk about us or say anything about us, because at the end of the day, that's not what we're here for. We are here to talk about movies. We're here to be friendly. But yes, disagreements are totally welcome. So I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea, like, oh, we can't say, please give your opinion, but keep it at that. And we'll have a good time. So that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, so please. Yes, really. Yes, thank you, Scott.
And the whole Ken thing, he's before my time. He's before BN, right? Before Nate. I don't know. I have nothing to do with the man. But it's disrespectful to Alex to continue to bring him up when you guys are coming on to watch him talk about stuff and you're bringing up someone who's not involved in the show. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't see the same thing going the other way. I don't see people going to his page constantly like, hey, where's Levels of Geeks? Hey, where's it seems to only come this way. So just for Alex's sake, like, he already told you, you guys already know, that guy hasn't been here for a couple months now, right? I mean, I've been on the show a few months, so let's just move on and we'll keep it here.
Yeah, on that note, I want to shout out that earlier when this show started, I was getting a lot of love from everyone in the chat saying that I'm here. I'm glad to be here with you guys, and thank you all in the chat for shouting out and welcoming me here as well. So I do appreciate that.
Yes, so
awesome.
With that said, let's just go on with the show. Let's have some fun. We're going to start off first with some DC news that broke out this evening, which is the DC now is breaking into 2 universes on movies and TVs. So, with that said, I'm going to say what's up to everyone that's live with us now. James Perez, what's up? Wacka Butcher, how you doing? Tony Movie Chappie. Becklish, Unboxing with me, Unboxing. Norma, how you doing? Jamel, Horror and Coffee. My God, there's a lot of people here tonight. Sam Jr., Jay Manley. Like I said, Ralph, right? Horror and Coffee. Pablo LaFrostia, how you doing? I think that's pretty much everybody.
James.
I said James, right? Yeah, James Perez. How are you doing? So yes, thank you everyone for coming onto the show. This is Scott from Becklish. That's my girl, Becklish. There, he's using the cup, Becklish.
Got the cup.
Should be happy.
Yes.
This is our friend Scott from Orc U. Our reviews will kill you. Check out his page. I put everything on the description down below. So check out his stuff.
Oh, that's terrifying.
All right, so let's start off with the big news of the day. So DC now has came out and they have a new strategy for their new way they're going to be putting out movies. And I don't know what you guys are going to be thinking about this, but here we go. The new strategy is that they're going to be 2 cinematic universes under the DC banner. The DC Extended Universe, right? You already know which ones are those. And then the DC film Multiverse. That's the second. The films like Joker, the Batman will exist as part of the DC Films Multiverse, which will be comprised of individual stories based on DC characters that do not tie into a bigger narrative arc. So, now they're just saying some crazy shit now. But I'm going to let it go around. Go ahead, Scott.
It's what they did before. Nothing's different. None of the TV shit tied into the movie shit, and it's just the same thing that happened before. Now they're just recognizing that there is a multiverse. The DC TV series with Supergirl and Batwoman and Flash and all that, they did their whole crossover things, and they all suck too. DC's been messing things up for so long. All they're doing is saying, you know what, we're going to keep doing the same damn thing, but at least now we can admit it.
You know, it's right. It's funny because my friend Pablo LaFosia said they should add the DC crap verse.
How's that going on the book?
No, but look, this is first of all, this is stupid. Because first of all, they don't even have good properties yet handled before they start naming multiverses and DCEUs all over the place. First, fix on your DCEU problem. First, work on your multiverse before you start giving us this whole Joker. It's going to be multiverse because a lot of people are going to want him in DCEU sooner or later, but you got the now Jared Leto. Now, my question to you guys is, are we going to get 2 Batmans? They just said Matt Reeves' Batman is multiverse, so does that mean Ben Affleck is back as Batman in the DCEU? I'll let that take it over.
Okay. Well, just to give my 2 cents on the other part first, real quick. I'm gonna play the opposite side here. I don't think it's a terrible idea.
Okay.
Look, at the end of the day, in my opinion, the best DC films have been the ones that are unrelated to each other. So, and I didn't love Joker as much as the rest of the universe, but I did enjoy it. But that was one of their most, of the last few years, probably the most popular DC film, right? Did well, fine. The Nolan Batman movies did very well, very popular. And those are standalone, sets, right? So I don't think it's a terrible idea because it seems like they have those kind of one-offs and separated ones pretty good. I agree the DCEU needs some work, but when you can separate them and you don't have to worry, it might be beneficial to Warner Brothers to not have to worry about tying in, 25 movies the way Marvel does, because they got it to a science and DC does not. So I think it is. I don't have a problem with it. It's not going to be confusing to me. I'm an adult. I could figure out which one belongs where. But I don't think it's a terrible idea.
Okay.
As far as Batman's, yeah, there will probably be 2.
Yeah, pretty much. Scott, what do you think?
Oh, Lord. They already had this system in place, and it's called the Flash. It's called, oh my God, I just blanked on the name. Flashpoint, the Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah.
But they didn't introduce the Flashpoint Paradox. The closest they came was in the Flash series when the Flash went through time travel between series to reset an entire, and that's pretty much when I stopped watching the TV show as well, because guess what? Time travel sucks. We can do more of that later. Look forward to it.
Yeah.
But they already have this in place with Flashpoint Paradox, but they didn't do Flashpoint Paradox yet. So you have not introduced the multiverse. So all they're doing now is saying, oh, guess what, guys? There's going to be a multiverse. But if you miss this news report, you're going to be very lost. Also, if you don't study DC characters and DC comic book lore, you're going to be very lost. And if you don't watch every single movie and every single other thing, you're going to be very lost. It's gonna backfire on them very hard because they are going about it the wrong way. Yes, there's absolute potential, but you're doing it wrong. You're screwing it up, and it's gonna backfire on them. Mark my word, it's gonna backfire on them big time.
I agree. I totally agree with you on this, and this is one thing I've been an advocate for, and the community could speak to this. I always said with comic book movies, guys, learn the villains before you watch these movies, because DC, for some reason, has a habit of destroying the origins of the damn villains before they put them on screen. For some reason, I do not understand why they do this, but they do this, and we're gonna get to it with Wonder Woman. Those are 2 perfect characters that we're gonna get into it. But DCEU, for whatever you guys want to say, you love the Zack Snyder vision or whatever. They have those universe. I thought it worked well, but it needed to iron out a lot of stuff. But for some reason, they let go of Zack Snyder. Now he's doing the 4-hour Justice League crap, which I'm looking forward to it. But now to introduce a multiverse where Batman's universe is going to be just Batman alone, that's going to get me irked, because you got to throw some Easter eggs here. Give me some Superman or something, like Bruce Wayne picking up a newspaper from the Daily Planet to see what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not liking this route. I'm not liking this because Scott hit it right on the nail. Not many people are going to distinguish between the 2 universes of filming. They're going to be like, hey, how come, Robert Pattinson is not with, Wonder Woman in this movie? I'm not enjoying this I'm not liking this news at all. I think this is a stupid idea also.
And let me backtrack there for a second. You said that they lost Snyder for a reason. Yes, Snyder left because of the death of his daughter, which is very tragic. And now we're running into the situation, and I really actually hope this is the only time it happens that the fans were able to bring back Snyder and allow him to make his vision happen. This is the only time it can happen because of whatever happened with the filming of Justice League. We don't need the fans to do this every single time. This is a very one-off thing, and we're knocking on wood that the 4-part Justice League Snyder cut is absolutely incredible, but that still has yet to be seen.
Yes.
And if we're going with DC's track record, don't get too excited, guys. There's no guarantee yet.
No, I mean, you know what's funny? I don't know if you guys feel like this. When you see a DC trailer, do you guys go, I don't know, this is going to be good? Like, you know how you see a Marvel movie and you go, wow, this is actually going to look like a pretty decent movie? Like, whatever. But when you see a DC movie, you're going, wow, this could be a total crap fest from their track record. I don't know if you guys, when you see trailers of DC, do that.
I don't. I mean, I don't. I don't have. I personally, as far as like my movie watching habits and things like that, I don't. I like to not go in with preconceived. I don't see the Warner Brothers logo and then the DC logo, and then like I think there are people who quickly think, "Oh shoot, oh here we go, it's a DC movie. Okay, here we go." Like I generally give everything the benefit of the doubt until I see the movie. So no, I've never looked at a trailer and been like, "Oh, this is gonna suck." Honestly, I not from a DC movie at least. It's not one of those things that triggers in my mind. And I don't hate the DCEU as much as it seems the rest of the world and our chat does. They seem to not really like it. I think there's misses in there. And the problem too is everyone compares it to Marvel. Oh, well, Marvel this and Marvel that, and I get it, you know what I mean? But they're really two separate entities and they should be treated as such. I like the MCU quite a bit. I think they have a lot of good movies. I like the DCEU overall, you know, like the total of movies. I don't think most of them are bad the way some people do. So, no, I personally don't do that. I don't think most are bad because how many movies are in the DCEU?
9.
I liked Shazam. Okay, I liked Shazam. I liked Aquaman. I liked Batman vs. Superman. I liked, well, you're saying, oh, because that's you. I'm saying me. I liked those movies. I liked Wonder Woman. I liked Man of Steel. That's more than half. So, I don't automatically say, nah, it's going to be crap when I like more than half of the movies that are in the extended universe. So
no, but well, you just said it for yourself. You like those. There's other people. I mean, they'll rank it and they'll tell you like 2 movies out of all 9 is the best ones.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think most people crap on it. Yeah. I disagree, but I mean, you know, it is what it is.
No, it is. Let's see. I'm gonna read some people's stuff so we can get right into this Wonder Woman debate. Because it's gonna be a good one. So I'm gonna go right up and then get to you guys' stuff. Tony Movie Chappie said, I thought the trailer for Birds of Prey looked terrible, but after watching it, it came out pretty presently surprised. Yeah. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me today? James,
Tony movie. We're all entitled to our own opinions, even if they're wrong.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much.
That was a horrible movie. A little bit before that, Sam Jr. said that he thought Suicide Trailer was good, but he wasn't a fan of the movie, and that's where I agree with him.
Yes.
The trailers, you can't take the trailers for money on any of these. I agree with Sam Jr. on Suicide Squad there. Even the Joker trailer, I thought looked interesting. It says, "Oh, this is gonna be a cool look at the Joker." And then when I saw the movie, I was like, "Oh, this wasn't even a Joker movie. This was a movie about a guy dealing with some psychotraumatic bullshit, but it wasn't a Batman Joker movie." So you can't. None of these trailers tell you anything about these movies, and that's another crux that DC has that they can't get past, where they can't build any hype for any of these movies.
Yeah, I mean, Wonder Woman 84. The minute I saw the trailer, I was, this is gonna be a piece of crap. The minute they sold it with the 80s, I was like, this is not going to go too well right now. Because it's like a safety net with the 80s trope because of the Stranger Things crap with the whole 80s. They were selling it on that. But we'll get into that in our whole debate. Sam Jr. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not Sam Jr. James. Jamel Lopez said DC's problem is that they are jumping from big comic book moments to a straight comic book storyline that heads to a big confrontation that makes moments happen. That kind of makes, because everyone knows that in Batman vs. Superman, they gave you the death of Superman in one movie, plus Doomsday in the movie, plus every other moment known to man in one movie. Yeah, let's jam everything into one movie and hope that at least something sticks. Yeah. Wacka Butcher said, I'm not excited for any new DC movie besides Batman. I'm with you with that, Wacka. I don't care for anything. After 84, you ain't selling me no more. Becklish, I'm not too keen on doing research in order to watch one's movies. Well, you know what? I totally agree. But that's what's going to happen with Marvel, because you're going to have to watch all these TV shows and Disney Plus to watch these movies. So prepare to watch 10 episodes of whatever, WandaVision. Holler and Coffee said, my wife and I saw Wonder Woman 84. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Yes. James Paris said, I missed the Dark Knight trilogy and Christopher Nolan Batman movies. Those are totally different. Those are not even the same universe, right? Those are his known universe, the Nolans, right?
Nolan?
Yeah, that was his own
they're
universe.
separate.
Yeah, separate. Not in the DCEU. Unboxing said, yeah, I can't wait for Alex to rant on Wonder Woman 84. And B can't wait to hear his thoughts on Tenet 4K transfer. And hopefully they can talk about Soul. I will tell you this about Soul. I have not seen it.
I saw it.
Yeah, I have not seen
I
it.
can give my 2 cents.
Yeah. All right, so let's get right into the Wonder Woman.
And, well, real fast, Tony Movie, thank
Go
you
ahead.
for being able to take a joke. I do appreciate that.
Oh no,
He's the
yeah.
man. Tony
Oh,
Movie Chappie's the man.
Tony
Yeah.
Movie Chappie is the man. You gotta check out his Instagram page, Tony Movie Chappie. I hope I'm saying it right. Movies on Instagram. Just take his long ass name and put it on Instagram. You'll get it. All right, here we go. Wonder Woman 84. Let's have some fun with this. Let's go around the table. See if you like it or hate it. Let's start off with our special guest, and then we'll go to Nate and then myself.
Okay.
Go ahead, Scott. What did you think of Wonder Woman 84?
I feel like you're setting me up for some reason. I don't know why.
I'm not setting you up. I'm not setting you up.
I tell you what, I loved it. I thought it was
Okay.
a fun movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I've watched it twice now. I'm hearing a lot of people shit all over this thing, but I enjoyed this movie, and I'm not afraid to say it. And there was a lot of things that people hate about that I think you're overlooking things. You're reading too far into it. Watch it as a movie. Enjoy it. And it's actually a good movie in the long run. Yes, it's very long. It's extremely long, which is why it's nice that it's on HBO Max, because you can pause it and go, take a shit and come back and finish the movie later. And I did that both times because for some reason when I saw Chris Pine, I had to poop. I don't know why.
He had to poop.
But it was still a fun movie. And the second time through, I did notice a couple things I didn't notice the first time through, which we can, we'll go through as we start to spoil things a little more.
Yeah.
But in the end, I enjoyed it, and I thought it was a fun movie, and it's something that I will watch multiple times.
Okay. Ooh, hot take for hot cakes.
Nice.
Nate, what did you think?
You see exactly what my main man Scott said about this movie. And what I was saying about Shazam and Aquaman and all that.
All right.
And you
All right.
like what you like. You know what I mean?
That's
Listen,
right. But no one's gonna
gonna
mess
be-
with a
I feel
beard
like-
with a guy with a beard that long anyway. You don't know what he could do to you.
I feel like
There you go.
I feel like
Stroke
I'm
it.
gonna be the middle in the middle of you two.
Oh,
because
boy. Here we go.
I mean, that's where we want you.
I neither loved this nor hated it. I am very indifferent towards it. I think there are things that worked. There are things that I liked about it. And I think there are some major issues with it as well. I do not think it's a dumpster fire. I do not think it's a big piece of garbage. And I do not think it's an amazing film either. So my take before we go into more detail is I don't regret watching it, but it's not one that I'm super keen to revisit anytime soon. And then we'll go more into detail. But that's my little consensus.
So basically you're in the middle of love or hate.
Yeah, I have no strong feeling toward it either way.
Okay.
All right, here we go, Alex. Let's hear what you got to say.
I know you're gonna hit some.
Garbage can emoji. Just put up a picture of the little garbage can emoji you kept.
I should, right? I should be a big picture of garbage can.
Just print it out.
Look,
Yeah.
I got it for you right here, bud.
Go ahead, do it.
Thing sucks.
There you go. This movie is a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Look, it's a trash can. I put a trash can for a reason. I thought the storyline was not as good at all. I think they did not plan it out as well. I thought the pacing on the movie stunk. I thought the length stunk. And when you have to sit down and keep watching your damn watch to see how long we're going into this movie, it's not a good movie. The two main villains were not good at all. I think their source material was way better than what they put on screen. We'll get into that a little bit later when we all break it down. I thought the whole thing with Chris Pine was a very stupid idea. You really did not need him into the story at all. The Dreamstone was another stupid idea. I thought it was a very campy movie. It was an 80s freaking movie with no 80s music at all. It was just Hans Zimmer It's freaking and we're in the 80s and no freaking 80s music. We got no Flock of Seagulls. We got no Simple Minds. We got no Dokken. Like, we got nothing from the 80s music point of view.
You're gonna have Dokken in a Wonder Woman movie?
Hey, it's 80s. I want 80s bands music. You don't do that with freaking other freaking properties. When they put 80s, you hear some type of 80s music in the film. Like, anything. I don't care if it's Toto freaking playing in the background. You give me something. But they didn't give me that. So I'm okay with it, whatever. It is what it is. The bank robbers. Corny as hell. Like, straight corny. But anyway, we'll get into that.
The one in the mall?
That mall sequence. Anyway, CGI, god-awful. Wonder Woman stupid lasso. I don't know what the hell's going on with that, but we'll get into that a little bit later with her lasso. Look, overall, I think Patty Jenkins, because I know she wrote this movie. It says written by Patty Jenkins, some other doofus. That wrote the comics. Who writes the comics?
Movies as well.
Yeah, who read the comics? So, freaking, I look. Overall, it's not a really good movie at all. I think it's very trashable. I'm never gonna see this movie again. This movie was never even in my most anticipated list. So honestly, I really don't even care where we go from 3. But let's get into to some of the storylines here because I'm gonna let Scott go with it because I know he has some stuff here. Go ahead, Scott.
It's interesting. I'm watching the chat, and they're all over the place with it too. We've got people that are loving it and people that are hating it.
It's the Last Jedi effect. It's the Last Jedi effect. You love Last Jedi or you hate Last Jedi, and that's exactly what's happening here. Sam Jr. is 0 out of 10.
You're just in the middle.
Yes, or you're Nate, and you're the middleman.
Just call it.
That's the new term.
Yes.
Or you're Nate.
You're the Nate.
I'm very Nate on this movie.
What do you think about that movie? It's a Nate.
It's a Nate.
I feel very Nate about this.
It's a Nate out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So let's get into this because I know we're gonna be deeping dive into this.
How do you want to do this? Like pros?
Let's do the
go around
pros.
and
Yeah.
then cons?
Let's do the pros. Let's get into the pros. Scott, what are your pros about this movie?
Chris Pine and everything that he did in this movie. I thought that he played the role perfectly. He was adorable. He was heartwarming. Watching this character jump 40 years and rediscover. And normally when we see stuff like this, it's somebody jumping into present times being like, oh, look, an iPhone. No, this was a guy that from World War I to 84 was seeing the new stuff. But the Man on the Moon from, the one Jim Carrey, Dumb and Dumber, but not actually being Dumb and Dumber. His childlike essence coming through with that character, I thought was absolutely a very strong point in this movie.
Okay. Nate, what was your strong point of this film?
Okay. So I think that number one, I'm going to go through all my pros real quick. Number one, Hans Zimmer score. Listen, Hans Zimmer score. Fantastic. I think the music was very good. That's number one. Number two, I think outside of some spotty CGI, overall, it was a very good looking movie. I do think it looked professional. I don't think this looked like, it wasn't poorly made. It was shot well. It was bright. It was vibrant. It was colorful. I do like the visuals of the movie. I thought it looked good. Let's see what else. I like the music. I like that. There's not a lot of action. That is true. I had a good time with 2 of the action scenes. I know you didn't like the mall scene. I thought it was fun. It was tongue in cheek. It was not trying to be serious. It was definitely campy and intentionally. I thought it was fun. I do like the scene in when they're in the Middle East with the cars and all that stuff. Like, I thought that was a pretty well done scene, especially seeing that she's and spoilers. I guess we're gonna start getting into it. Losing her powers and whatnot. I thought they did a pretty good job of that.
Nate, if you don't mind me jumping in on that, with the mall and with that scene, they made a Justice League movie. They made a Justice League animated show into a movie, and I think people are hating on it about that. I agree with you with the mall scene. Yeah, it was campy. It was overdone. It was bright colors. But you know what? That's what the Justice League was. The cartoons, Justice League Ultimate, Justice League, all the big, long-standing cartoons that have been forever. That's what they always were. The only thing and it was back and forth with the animation. I'll give them that. But the one thing I didn't like is when she does jump out of the car, the loss of the civilian clothes into the Wonder Woman costume was very abrupt and very uncomfortable. And then the running scene where she's running directly into camera with that serious look on her face, They could have cut that too, but the rest of it was very decently done. And it's people I think are just going completely overboard on all that.
I agree.
Alex.
I agree 100%. Look, at the end of the day, this is all of these movies are essentially cartoons. You know what I mean? These are not. I don't understand why everything has to be like high art or dark and serious. Look, these are goofy. If you really think about it, these are goofy characters. They're colorful. Their costumes are super bright. Superman is the biggest, Boy Scout, everything, and then they try to make him dark. That's not what it is. So for what it is, I think they did a pretty good job. So I did like those two scenes. I like. So it'll be in my cons too. I do like Chris Pine in this. I don't like other things about the character, but I do like him. I like their chemistry. I thought they were great in the first one, and I think they have good chemistry in this one as well. So those are my major pros for the movie.
All right.
Oh, yeah. And I have another pro, just Gal Gadot.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, I was just going to say that. My only pro for the movie is that Gal Gadot is freaking hot as Wonder Woman. Other than that, I can't see no pros in this movie for me to just go, yay. To sit back. I will say the Cairo scene was pretty cool. We'll get into the nons of that scene, but I thought that was a pretty cool sequence. Other than that, I did not like anything else. And Gal Gadot was hot. That's pretty much my two likes of the film, to be honest with you. All right, so let's get into the cons of this movie, because this is the cons where everyone's gonna start going crazy. The two main villains, they totally revamped their origins. They're not even those characters. Maxwell Lord, okay? For those of you out there who is Maxwell Lord, I'm going to give it to you right now. Let me just pull up Maxwell Lord. All right, so Maxwell Lord, in the comic books, he's a businessman. So they got that right. Never had a kid, so I don't know why they gave it to him, but they gave it to him in the movie.
They have a Chinese kid.
Yes. So he was like, they gave him a Chinese kid. But anyway, never had a kid in the comic book. But Maxwell Lord was a powerful businessman for the Justice League International until a genie bomb went off, and then he got mind-controlled powers, okay? And that's pretty much his power. He's a mind control power. He's power hungry, just like you see when he's trying to give everybody the whole dream sequence crap. Now, this is where it gets a little bit. I did not like Pablo Pascal's character. I did not like I didn't care for it. Like I said, I did not like the Dreamstone aspect of the film. But Maxwell Lord in the comic books has mind control. They never gave him that, and I was not too happy with that at all. I thought that was pretty lame and pretty weak. Now Cheetah. Now this is the problem with Cheetah. Here we go. So there's two Cheetahs. Okay, you got the pre-Crisis, Infinity Crisis, which this is the first Cheetah. This is Priscilla Rich, where she gets jealous so much she looks into this mirror, and the mirror reflects her evil self, which turns into a cheetah. That's the original version of the cheetah. Then they went, hey, we're going to do the post version of Cheetah, which was Barbara and Minerva. That's the one that you see played by Kristen Wiig. In this one, the way she turns into Cheetah, she does a ceremony suicide, which they're not going to show her get suicide. Basically, what she does in the comic book, she stabs herself with the God Killer knife, and she becomes the goddess of the hunt, which is Cheetah. That's how she becomes Cheetah. They were never going to do that shit live. Yeah. They were never going to do that live. So I kind of figured this is the way they were going to have her as Cheetah. But she was kind of lame in the movie. She never turned into an animal until her second wish, which, again, you never even seen the transformation into Cheetah. She just showed up as Thundercats Cheetah, like Chitara in the corner of the movie. But yes, that's the histories of these characters. Look, I'm giving to you in the most brief, fast way as possible.
You are fake news.
Let me ask you, why does it matter? Do they have to follow the comic book storyline? Because that's not a prerequisite, well, I can say that word, to these movies. Justice League didn't do it. A lot of DC hasn't done it. Do they have to follow the comic books exactly, or can they be their own storyline? The comics do that all the time, where they have multiple versions of each character in multiple series of the comics. Even the comics don't follow the comics. Why do the movies have to do it so much? And I will tell you, I actually did think that Kristen Wiig, was it correct?
Yeah, Kristen Wiig. Yeah,
I thought she was fantastic in this movie. I thought that her character, her transformation from beginning to end was really good. I do agree with you on the look of the final Cheetah character, but it still worked. It got through, and I'm actually disappointed that they took away Cheetah. And like you said earlier, DC has a problem of destroying their villains very early. As for Maxwell Lord, fine. So they threw in Maxwell Lord, changed him up, gave him the Wish Stone. So what? They didn't explain it enough, which is a big problem, and you have to research on what that stone is to know what it's all about.
Yeah.
But if you ignore and say, hey, it's not going to follow comic books exactly, and they did take a couple minutes long to explain exactly what was going on, then it would have been an A+, and a couple of those things were lacking.
No, I mean, I agree. Look, the reason why, I'm not saying it has to go beat by beat with the comic book, but you have the source material there that could translate to the film. Now, if you're going to be half-assing it, putting out movies, and you're going to go, hey, we're going to be changing these dudes' origins here and there, and then to a lot of people, this is the say-all, be-all. Whereas, for a perfect example, Spider-Man, he got introduced in what, Civil War? In the whole Avengers in Captain America?
That was the 18th time he was introduced, yes.
Right, but he didn't, right, but they did it in a way that it was very smart, because when they gave him this actual full movie, you already saw the 5-minute origin of him in Captain America. You didn't need to see Uncle Ben getting killed, because they didn't even referenced it. Only once, when he goes, dude, don't bring up my Uncle Ben because of whatever the hell. And I was like, that's excellent. How many times do we have to see Bruce Wayne's parents get killed in the alleyway? That shit's annoying. How many times do we have to see Superman coming from Krypton crashing on the barn or whatever the hell he was in Smallville? My thing is, with DC, they never could establish on telling an actual story of these characters without ruining something of the character. One of their traits. Cheetah's not even that hard, to do. That's my problem.
If I could jump in, I think here's the issue. The comic book readers always have an issue with something that's changed in the movie or whatever. And then the non-comic book readers, I don't read the comic books. I know who she is. I know of comic books. I think I've said this before. I'm familiar, but I don't read them weekly, or I never did. I was never into them like that. I do like them as an idea. I think they're cool. I like the characters in them, but I don't know. So I don't care I don't have no idea what her origin is. If this movie tells me this is how she came to be, fine. Does it work? I don't know. That's a different question, whether it works or not.
I say it works.
Yeah. So, for him it worked. For you it didn't. For me, I don't know. Either way, my point being, I don't think they have to be so, beholden to the comic that they can't make differences. It is a different medium. It's a different format. Film is not comic books. These comic books have issues and issues and issues and issues and time to build up certain things. This movie got, not this one almost 3 hours, but most movies got 90 minutes, 100 minutes, tell this story. So I'm okay with changes if they work. And for, Alex, for you're saying didn't work. You thought it was stupid. I could get that. For Scott, it worked. I could get that too. So I don't know. I think it's a tightrope walk, because if you stick super strict to the comics, the diehards are gonna like it, and you may alienate more casual fans. And let's be honest, the casual fans bring in a lot of money too. And then if you go the opposite way, then the diehards are very upset, and they're like, "Oh, you're changing my thing." And the casuals may be like, "I like this." You know what I mean?
I'll play devil's advocate with you.
Sure.
Do you like any of the DC animations?
The films?
The DC animation films. Do you like those?
Yeah. I most of them, yeah.
All right, so those are more accurately to the comics than what the movies are. So, and those are movies. So, I mean, those are animation movies. But that's what I'm saying. So how can they perfect the animation side of the DC, whereas their live action is total shitfest?
Because the animation has been doing it for years. The animation side has basically done what the Marvel Universe has done, which was build up over so many years into the perfect recipe for success. DC Animation has also had the opportunity to do that, where they've been doing it for years and years and years. But if you look back at some of the old DC animations, like Justice League War, one of the first original Justice Leagues, when they first introduced the characters, the animation's campy and they're battling Planet Dino, whatever the hell it is. That's not a great animated movie. That was not a good one. But the other ones came around and they did form to become a good thing. And if you watch all the animated movies in order, they all grow into each other, and it's a good growing storyline over years of work. DC tried to catch up to what Marvel did, and they screwed it up royally.
Yeah, and to Alex's point, I think too, animation is closer to a comic book as far as the medium, right? It's still drawing. It's still it is easier. Those movies are very short. Those movies are like 70 minutes. There's not a lot of live action movies that are going to be so short. There got to be things that are extended. There's got to be things that are lengthened for good or for bad. You know what I mean? So I agree with you. I think I'm okay either way is what I'm trying to get. Like if they use
I know what you're saying.
Adaptation, yeah, if they use it and if the comic book storyline is so good and they stick to it and it's great, perfect. But if it's kind of weird, like this girl who kills herself with a knife, okay, we can't put that in the movie. It's not going to be an R-rated film. We're going to have her do suicide with a knife. So how can?
And they already did that with Catwoman anyway.
Right. Exactly. So it's going to be how can we change it and what can we change it to? Either way, I don't think Wonder Woman 84 is a direct. I mean, besides having characters, it's not a direct adaptation of any certain storyline. In the
no, it's not. No, it's
okay. So they're kind of doing their own thing as it is. So I don't know. I think quick note. I thought Kristen Wiig also did a good job in her role. I liked her. I was worried about her when I heard she was casted, and I think she stepped up to the plate as the non-CG cheetah. Everything before that, I think she did a good job as a performance. I didn't love the way the character was written. I think my main issue, we haven't quite gotten to cons, but maybe I'll segue. We haven't gone into depth, but the script is a mess. I think the script is a mess. And I think a lot of the characterizations are a mess. I think hers overall is a mess. Minerva or whatever, this is such a trope of this nerdy character who nobody likes, and they don't see her in the hallway and they bump into her and knock over her papers. Like, how many times, you know what I mean? Like, it's not original in any sort of way. I think Pedro Pascal's a great actor. I did not understand this guy's motivation. Like, it's not super clear what his motivations are and why he's doing it. I don't think it's it's poorly written in my opinion. Well, as far as the script goes,
I understand what you're saying. I mean, Minerva, Barbara met Princess Diana, freaking Diana.
Yeah.
Like, for the first scene, she's like, she becomes friends with her, and then all of a sudden, like, she's jealous of her. How can you be jealous of the person you just met her? Like, it makes no sense. Like,
Princess Diana was a very much shorter story. I agree with you.
He's an ass.
Wow.
I was going to say that it came to a grinding halt and a crash, but I wasn't going to. Kristen Wiig, when her character was first introduced, I agree with you. When the nerdy character who drops her things and everyone ignores her, it was just beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
Enough of that. And when that first started, I was extremely nervous about that character. I was like, oh, they're going to screw this up. Kristen Wiig going to be horrible. And then I fell in love with her right away, and she did. She grew real fast. And when her and Diana were sitting down and having dinner, was like, okay, I can see this working. I don't think she got jealous of Diana right away. She was jealous, but not like a volatile towards. She wasn't angry towards her. She was just, I wish I was cool like her. I wish I was strong as her. It wasn't until much later on that hatred started to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to some of the people here stuck. I mean, there's a lot of people here saying some
crazy.
stuff.
Yeah, the chat is going off.
Yeah, Tony Movie Chappie says, I agree, Scott. I am with you. I'm someone that is okay if comic book movies don't follow the comic book. and I'm fine with them doing.
Tony, movie,
something
I'm glad you're here with us because I just switched to hard liquor dealing with these guys. We haven't gotten started yet, and I'm already pouring myself.
Yeah, you know what? Keep pouring it. You know what? Bartender, give him a bottle.
I almost heard you say it. You almost said it.
I did. I almost said it. I was gonna say it. You almost got me there. Here we go. Wacka Butcher said, my question is, why can't we have more comic accurate representations in movies? We see it done well in Arkham Trilogy and Spider-Man PS4 games. That is because they have like 4 to 5 years to develop a game, so they can flesh out the story that they're trying to tell. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of, right? When it's come to video
games. They have more time in general.
Yeah, they have more time to put projects together than movies. They have to.
This movie comes out, makes $1 billion, and they fast track that. They're not going to take 5 years to make another one. So
Triborough Gigolo, salute my friend. I don't think the makeup on Cheetah was bad. Showing the transformation instead of her just granting a wish would have been better. I would like to see her transform. That was what I was waiting for to see.
And I can actually ask the question there. She already got the first wish, and then after he became the Stone, all right, fine, she gets another wish from him. But did she get the actual transformation from the second wish, or when he was sucking in all his power and he's like, I take all your power and all your energy, and I give her all your hatred? Was that what turned her into Cheetah, or was it her second? Like, there, yeah, okay.
I think
so
it was
a big question mark there.
I think it was the second wish when he said, you know, your wish is granted, and he's like holding his stomach, and then
he's like, I want to be an apex predator.
Yeah,
and she did get turned into a hippo instead.
Right, it could have been anything.
I guessed that line like right before she said it, and I went to see it with my cousin. She was just like, "How did you?" And I was like, "I haven't seen this movie, so that script is like I would guess lines before they would say them." Bad writing, writing overall. It was silly.
Yeah, it was weird because then she started holding her stomach, and then she just went to the side, and then all of a sudden, the next scene, she's already on top as Cheetah. Like, I was just like, what happened from point A to point B? Like, I wanted to see that transformation. Let's see, where was I up to? The makeup horrible. I agree with Nate. That was Norma. Ralph
the makeup
said,
horrible.
Who appreciated the in-depth of relationship? All right, Ralph always has to be
that's his wife though. She's on.
Oh, it's Sandy. Okay, here we go. Ralph, Sandy's on, and she said, "Who appreciated the depth of the relationship in this film, the emotional range, the message of greed, and its importance on the human soul. Can we comment on other artistic measures, Sandy?" You know what? When I see a comic book movie, I don't care for the damn message of the movie. I just want to see someone getting their ass whooped. Like, that's what I want to see. But I didn't get it on this because Wonder Woman didn't even fight much in this movie.
There was a very mixed message. They start out with her as a child, and you don't get anything by cheating.
Right? Yeah.
Then you get into the wish, and then not until the end do you say, "Oh well, Maxwell Lord got there by cheating." But that whole concept was lost throughout the entire movie.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
They opened with that scene, right? Which was a.
Which one? The American Gladiator Ninja Warrior scene? Okay.
It had also, 1 or 2 moments. The CGI wasn't great, but overall, I thought it was a strong scene. I didn't get it. I thought it was pointless. I'm like, why are
it was pointless?
And it was like this whole long thing just for this one line to be said about cheating. So I'm now watching the movie, assuming at some point Wonder Woman is going to be some character flaw, and I couldn't tie it to anything other than her wishing that this guy came back, and that is maybe cheating death or something. It never really applied, and then to the end it comes with Max, with the Max character who wasn't even there. He wasn't at that thing. They didn't tell him about cheating. So I don't know. I agree with Scott in that it was poorly executed. Something they introduced right away. They didn't cash in on till a long time, and even then it was weak. I don't feel like they did a good job of cashing in on that. That seed that they planted early on.
Well, the funny thing is, I was talking to a friend with Pablo a few days ago, and I was telling him in the books, Cheetah was an Amazonian. Mm-hmm. She was part of the whole Wonder Woman place, and I was like, why didn't you just start off the movie as Barbara, one of the Amazonian, and Diana wins by cheating, and that's why she hates her so much?
That could have been fun.
Yeah, because it would have been an easy setup for the movie.
Maybe you should write the next one.
Oh man, if I would have wrote it. I was like, Patty Jenkins, you're out of here.
You write it, you direct it, I'll film it. All right, let's do that.
Yes, let's do that. I'm gonna play Steven Trevor to
All right,
be able
now
to
Sandy says, duh. Wonder Woman child learns the lesson so that she can turnkey later. But I don't agree with that. I don't think you set up an entire Olympic American Gladiators, as you called it, scene to have this message about you can't shortcut, you can't cheat to win, just for the rest of the movie to be about how Wonder Woman is honorable. Like, we already know that.
Right, but
why do we need this scene for it?
Yeah, but what you got to remember is Wonder Woman never said her wish. She just grabbed a stone and she just
thought about
she
something
just thought about Steve, which I guess
doesn't make sense.
for 40 years,
Yeah.
she can't get rid of the guy. Lady, you're hot. Anyone would sleep with you.
And
Whatever. Everyone would sleep with her.
Make sense.
By the way, let's just take 1 minute for the guy that Steve possessed who got to have sex with Gal
Yes!
Gadot and doesn't remember it.
I know, dude.
Can we get a
hit one of
moment
your
for that guy whose whole life is ruined because he just magically disappeared for however long Steve was around? Like, nobody looked for him. His parents didn't call and say, "Hey, what happened to our son?"
He comes back. He's got no job, but he comes back. He's been fired. His house is repossessed because Steve wasn't paying the bills. I mean, come on.
That was didn't
And
make any sense.
why couldn't he just? And he now's wondering why he itches down there. What happened?
No,
And
but
I'm saying,
what
like,
happened?
this guy,
It's like college.
You got this magical stone that can grant wishes, and you're telling me they can't just manifest Steve's body back? Like, he just has to be randomly put into a random guy who's randomly happens to be in the same city as Diana, who randomly shows up at the same like, it was too coincidental and stupid. It didn't make any sense.
But what's crazy about the whole situation, because I was lost a bit for a second, because I'm like, wait a minute. What is she seeing? And I totally forgot that she is seeing the other guy, and we're seeing Chris Pine as the dude. And I'm like, this is such a stupid, like, the waste of character that you did not need in this movie. Like, I agree with you guys. He should have just manifested as Chris Pine. Like, he should have just came out the grave like in freaking Thriller and just, I don't care what he did, like, came out of the museum
it's a magical stone. He could have just manifested. It didn't even have to be a corpse. It's magic. This thing grants wishes.
He should have appeared all blown up.
That'd be hilarious.
Like his clothes is all ripped up. His clothes is all ripped up. Like, Diana
got like the classic bomb face where it's just black. And
What happened? What happened? I don't know. It's crazy, man.
The last thing I remember.
Often disappointing.
She's like, the last thing I seen is going up in the sky and me breathing hard, and I shot these bombs, and now I'm in front of you. And she was okay boning someone else. Is that crazy?
Well, it's Steve.
Yes, but
his
still.
The soul of Steve.
Triborough in the chat asks, how did Steve's spirit enter another man's body in the first place? Triborough usually from behind.
I don't know. Maybe just...
the poor guy who got possessed by him randomly without having any sort of say in it. I just feel bad for him, and it's just illogical. I don't get it.
I mean, that was really poorly that was really poorly thought out.
Absolutely.
They should have just came out and just made him, like you said, manifest out of the woodwork, and he just showed up in the party like,
Yeah.
Because then because at that point they also could have said when she retracted the wish, he could have dusted it away.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Instead of just like standing there and then you're hearing his voice off in the distance, like, I have always loved you. Well, if he was dusting away, that would have made a hell of a lot more sense than this dude way back there that. Yeah.
So she does that, and then that other guy, John or whatever, he's just standing by the wall like, how the hell did I get here? Why am I standing by this wall? What is going on?
No, I agree with Scott.
Where did he go?
Where
did he go while he was out of his body?
But you know what? I agree with Scott. I think it would have been more of a memorable scene if she was standing in the middle of Washington, D.C., talking to him, and he goes, you have to, she goes, I can't do this, Steve. I can't do this. And then he goes like, you gotta do it. And then she goes, all right, I renounce the wish. And then all of a sudden, she gets angry, and that's when she does the stupid, that horrible, that would look so horrible.
Actually, that was
horrible.
Bad.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, you know what's going to be funny is when we're done this, and I hate this movie too.
It is.
But when you have that moment, you could have had that moment where like the dust goes through her fingers and everything else. Like it could have been done. That could have been done a lot.
And then she could have been crying hard and then running mad fast, like her foot is like impaling the ground, like just to get mad speed to jump into the sky, whatever she did.
Also,
could
why
work.
is she the only one who could think of her wish, but this Maxwell guy makes every single other person say theirs out loud? Like, if they don't say it out loud, it doesn't count. He literally, like, tell me, say you want this as a wish. Meanwhile, she's standing here.
He was manipulating a lot of these people into their wish.
Yeah, he was taking their like land or something for himself.
I get that part.
He wasn't. It wasn't like. It's not like we meet each other and I'm gonna grab you by the side of your face and you're gonna be like, oh, I should make a wish right now because this dude's holding my head. You kind of need to be led into that concept where like someone's holding your hand is like, make a wish, it will be okay. I don't think that's a plot point where, all right, fine. So she's holding the stone and she says in her mind, I wish Steve was back. And then everyone else says it out loud, because at the same time, you're not going to have Kristen Wiig portray her wish without saying it out loud. I wish I was as strong as Diana. You're not going to have a lot of these other without them saying it out loud. I think that's really not a really point that needs to be had.
No, I agree with you.
I disagree. I just think in establishing the rules of your movie, they did not do a good job with that stone. To have one person not have to, and literally every other character in the entire movie. This dude is in wherever they were, and he's like, I wish you dropped dead. And the other was like, I wish you got off.
Well, yeah,
like,
but
they're not even there.
Nate, I totally agree with you, but you have to think about it. The scene that was setting it up, they just got the rock for the first time, and they were playing around with it. They didn't think until the guy said, oh, I want a cup of coffee, and all of a sudden the coffee thing came, which was like, they were like, well, really? And then they were laughing, and that's when she got it.
You also don't need her to say it. We already know.
She wanted Steve.
The audience already knows she doesn't have to say it out loud.
Well, the problem that I have is he shows up, right, as the dude, the regular guy, right? And he gives her the watch, the Casio watch, right? But the crazy problem that I have was in the stupid trailer, it's like, and he's walking all slow motion towards her as Chris Pine, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool if that's what's going to happen. But we never even got that. All you got was a guy running to her going, if I had more time, and gave her a stupid Casio watch from the 80s. And I was like, that did not work with me more as the trailer where you saw him walking in slow motion towards her. She's going, Steve? And they're like, helps me. See? Yeah. And I don't know. I just felt like that scene was flat.
That was probably one of those trailer ploys they were trying to do where they were throwing stuff in the trailer. It doesn't actually happen in the movie to kind of throw people off.
Yeah.
I don't mind so much about that either.
I enjoyed that more better than how the guy went in front of her. Because she was thinking
like, hey,
that.
Diana, and she's like, get away, you creep.
Yeah, she was like, who are you? And then
I don't know you.
And Raphael, Sandy asked if Chris Pine would have hypothetically lived eternally with her in that body. Yes. Yeah. However, he would have actually died and became a corpse, still walking, which would have made for a very interesting storyline later on down the road. Oh my God, it fell off. Oh, get the glue. Here we go again.
It was like death becomes her.
DC Zombies.
Now, what did you guys think of the feel of the movie, though? Did it? Because to me, it felt very Superman 1970, like with Christopher Reeves. Mad, corny, campy, all over the place. The colorful, dumb robbers, montage of her saving people, which I was like, this is useless, but okay.
I think we touched on it earlier. I think I was okay. I agree with you. That is kind of the tone they were going for. It's way more lighthearted than the first film.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that. I don't mind switching tones within a franchise, for example. You know what I mean? Like, look at the Thor series, for example. The Thor series, the Ragnarok is almost a comedy pretty much compared to the first two, So switching of tones is okay. I agree with you. It's definitely campy, probably intentional, and it may not work for everybody. But I do think that that's the tone they were going for. A little bit more lighthearted, a little more entertaining than so dark and serious as the first one. Less epic. It did feel less epic because of that.
The switching of tones was absolutely necessary. And with Thor, you had the first movie, which is an introductory, which was kind of a mix. And then you had Dark World, which was a complete disaster, and they recognized that. And then they had Ragnarok, where they recognized, and Chris Hemsworth came out and said, hey, let's have some more fun with this. And they got some comedy into it. And that's when they said, here's a character that swings a hammer. Of course, it's going to be comedy. Justice League is also the same thing. We had mentioned earlier with Superman being the Boy Scout and everything being light and campy and colorful characters and just outright, ridiculous storylines. If they had done that from the very start, this would have been a very different thing.
Yes.
Justice League, the Justice League version, the Whedon version of Justice League, the best part of this movie was the last 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes when Cyborg and Superman are laughing, and Wonder Woman says, I work with children, and if you made the whole movie like that last 5 minutes, you would have had an amazing movie. But they didn't. They screwed up. They tried to make it dark. They tried to do something that it was not. Now they recognize that this is and this movie's built in '84, which if you watch anything this time, it's a very colorful, a very drastic. Yeah, it fits with the time period, and it's also that lighter, brighter, more colorful, lighthearted universe that DC lives in a hell of a lot better.
I agree. I agree with that point. Absolutely. I mean, look, I know, Alex, I know you've said before, just from talking with you, that you're a fan of the darker kind of.
I love the dark, like the Batman dark. Yeah, I don't want to see no colorful
I
Batman.
totally get it. And Batman works as a dark character.
And Batman, but that Batman dark is the contrast that really does work with the rest of Justice League, and they touched on that multiple times. You need the dark that is Batman in order to make the light that is Justice League that much more fun.
Yeah, these are bright, candy-colored characters. You know what I mean? They're not brooding, overly serious, standing in the rain characters. So this is probably, to be honest, more accurate to what the original kind of intentions of these comic book stories were.
But you know what? Triborough put a good example. Triborough said you can't make Wonder Woman film like Shazam. I agree with you guys.
Wrong.
Well, yeah, why not? Why
Wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
All right, there you go. All right, there you go. So, look, I agree with Gigolo. I don't mind the colorfulness, but the problem is I already got used to her directing the dark version of Wonder Woman, the first one. Tone-wise, I enjoyed that one way more than the version that we got now.
So Triborough is saying she's not a comedic character like Shazam, and I get that. Wonder Woman doesn't have to be funny, but it doesn't also have to be so serious and dark. The film around her, she could be noble and honorable, and
she's like Superman.
Yeah, exactly, and she could be all that, and what's around her doesn't have to be dark and serious. And
one of the greatest moments of the first movie is when she got the ice cream and she goes to the guy and she's like, "You should be very proud." That light, innocent, fun character isn't a dark, brooding Batman. It's not comedic like Shazam, but it is that bright, colorful world that you mentioned earlier that she absolutely can live in.
Right. I mean, and it's a witty smarts, pretty much. Like she's using her and the thing is, like, she had some. And I felt like the Wonder Woman 1 movie, I felt like was more Wonder Woman than the Wonder Woman we got on the sequel, on the version that we got in this one. This one, it was more, like we had Chris Pine trying on 5 different suits. I didn't care for that. Like, why do we have to see him dress in different 80s gear?
Funny. It was funny.
It was a joke.
I thought it was funny.
No.
It was a joke. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, go ahead.
It's a reverse costume change. Usually, you get the ladies are doing it, and they do the costume change and all.
She did that in the first movie.
The girly movies.
When
she
they go
did
to get the dresses.
Now you did the reverse with Chris Pine. I think this is one of those examples where I've said multiple times, you can't save bad writing with good acting. You can't save a good story when you have bad actors, but you can't save good writing, bad acting, or good acting can't save a bad story. It happened with Joker. It's happened with a lot of these other movies. This is one of examples where I was wrong, where good acting kind of saved the bad writing. And yes, I can look at this and pick apart the writing and say it was horrible. But Chris Pine, Gal Gadot, Cheetah, I can't remember her name, Kristen Wiig. I think them in this movie absolutely saved it for what it was and was able to make me look past all the holes that were in the story and the bad writing because, yeah, I can admit it was there. But because of these characters and their acting, not Maxwell Lord, but the other 3, I enjoyed the movie, and I'm watching it again for those 3.
Okay, let's see. Pablo says there's a difference between camp and comedic beats. The OG Wonder Woman hit the right tone. They changed it this time around and it didn't work. Tribal Gigolo said, I get the lightheartedness. I think they tried to make the film more of Captain America than Man of Steel.
Yeah, it's not like Man of Steel at all. That's true. And to Pablo's point, I you know what? I like the first one better than this one too. I didn't love this movie. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
He gave it an 8.
I gave it an 8, but I just didn't have the same issues as far as the tone. I didn't have the tone wasn't one of the issues I had with the film. I thought the tone was fine. I liked it that it was different. The first one had comedic elements, like Pablo said, for sure. It was a fish out of water movie. She's from this, all-woman island where it's all like old school and gladiators and stuff, and then she's thrown into a human world that's totally different. I get it. The humor worked. It was more epic. The third act is terrible in the first movie, and this one suffered the same thing. I thought the third act was the weakest part of this entire movie. So they just can't never nail the third act, but the tone wasn't my issue is essentially what I'm trying to say.
I did catch that. This watch that I watched the second time through today was the third act, the wrap up. Their conclusion was extremely weak. That was extremely the way they did that with her with the lasso and speaking into space, but I was speaking to everyone else. And then he just goes, I take my wish back, and then just runs away.
And nothing happens to him. He just he destroyed the whole world, and it's like, he's free. Nah, give him, let him be. That was stupid. I mean, that's exactly what he did.
That would have been better.
That would have been better.
Played that at the end, I would have stood and clapped.
Yeah, he goes, I renounce my wish. And then just runs off. I mean,
they have not nailed a third act in either of these first two Wonder Woman movies, in my opinion. They've both been overblown, just kind of messy.
Well, Sandy said this: more power to Patty Jenkins, paving the way for little girls. Think girly Diana to empowered and supported in making films.
Look, Patty Jenkins directed okay. The writing was weak, so I don't want her to write another Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, I don't want her to write.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I do agree. I do agree with her, but there needs to be stronger for these little girls. There needs to be a lot stronger writing of characters for these little girls. Put more effort into it. And you do have these characters. You have your Black Widows. You have these female characters. Captain Marvel was one, even though that had its faults as well. These strong female characters that are empowering for the little girls coming up in today's world. This could have been done a lot better. Will little girls look at this and be empowered and feel stronger and be better about themselves? I really do hope so. I hope that it's just us old, grizzled, pissed off, ugly men. And I'm talking about you two, not me. Look at me.
No.
But and I'm hoping that's just us bitching about it. And I'm hoping that the little girls that watch this do take a lot different look at this and do feel stronger and it helps them. But it could have been done a lot better. There's still a lot that could have been done for female empowerment and to help build up that mentality.
Yes, I agree with Scott, but all I'll say is this is what you don't do when you're writing a movie. So if you want to empower and writing a good movie, don't do it like Wonder Woman 84. Make a better version of Wonder Woman 84 and make the character more stronger, because I agree. Wonder Woman, if she's the beacon for women and empowerment, then write the freaking movie that way. And I did not even feel it in this movie at all.
No. Instead, she becomes weaker because she doesn't have the man in her life. So she can't exist without her man. Oh my God, you guys are going to make me hate this movie.
Yes, Scott, yes.
You know what? That's a great point. And I think people default and say, okay, this is women empowering because it has a woman lead. She's a superhero and a woman directed it.
It's not,
and they think it's automatic. Like, that doesn't automatically mean that's what it is. It should be written better. I don't know if you guys saw it. There's a movie on Netflix, and it doesn't matter if I'm not necessarily opinion, but I don't know if you guys saw the movie Enola Holmes on Netflix.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I liked
very
it.
well written female lead character who, like, it was well written. She was well written, and that's so when little girls could be like, "Hey, I want to be like her." She's, you know what I mean? Like, just do a better job writing. Being a superhero and a woman doesn't automatically mean it's empowering. Again, I agree with Scott. Hopefully, little girls look at it and be like, "You know what? That's my, I love it. I want to be like her, and I'm okay with that." But I think that doesn't it shouldn't get a pass. Like, oh, female lead, female director, woman power. It's like, well, but the movie's not that great. So what about that?
Well, look, the movie's not that great, but there's no message for women empowerment. Now, I didn't get it from this movie. There was nothing in this movie for that. We just got a dreamstone. That is it. This character in this movie, let's just look. We all gonna agree on this. I mean, I hope we do. The premise of this movie did not even do nothing for Wonder Woman at all. Just to get rid of Steve Trevor. That's it. That's all that I got from this movie. Nothing to develop more with the character. James Paris says, I don't agree with female empowerment with 84. Exactly. She needs her man, and when she gets it, she becomes weaker. Okay.
That's true. Technically.
Yeah. Actually, there is female empowerment in this movie we're looking at, and it's Kristen Wiig, where she gets
she's a loser. Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
not a loser. She's not a loser.
She's a loser. You said it. She's a loser, and everyone hates her.
I said it.
You said it. But she becomes stronger, and she gets strength, and she finds herself, and she becomes more tolerant, and then she becomes evil, and that we all know is how it goes.
Here we go.
Say it.
I'm not gonna say it. Nope.
Look, here we go.
Not touching it.
Sandy said, actually, that's inaccurate. She was strong having her man. No, she wasn't, because she was getting shot all over the place.
That's true. She was weaker.
She was weaker because of having Steve Trevor next to her. You saw that in the movie.
But her getting weaker for Steve Trevor was the side effect of the Dreamstone. So.
Right.
You can forgive that aspect of it. And not necessarily when she got the man, she became weaker. When she got rid of the man, she became stronger. You could also see that as a side effect of the Dreamstone.
Yeah, she goes, dropping him made her stronger just like in real life. That's why Ralph is not in the chat.
He left. Right now he's rubbing her feet. He's
rubbing her feet.
Woman power.
You just keep typing. You just keep typing. Yeah, you got this. You've got this covered.
Yeah,
tell those stupid men. Tell them about Wonder Woman 1984.
No, but look, honestly, does this movie in a whole help the Wonder Woman character? I don't think it did. You've seen the vulnerable sides of her. You see the vulnerable sides of her. That I do say. You get to see Wonder Woman for once vulnerable. When she's like all bleeding in the corner, and Cheetah's like, "You better not go against my man, my lord." And then I was just like, okay, look.
I don't think it necessarily elevated her in any sort of way. I personally don't think it necessarily deflated her in any sort of way either. She comes out of it fine for a next movie or anything like that. I don't think it hurt her, but I agree with you that I don't think anything in this movie elevated her to a next level. The other problem is this is set before Batman vs. Superman, which we saw her in. This is set before Justice League. So we kind of know where she ends up anyway. So what can you... And in those movies, that's the other thing. Like in those movies, she didn't fly, but in this movie, she learns how to fly. Like why...
She's not flying, though. She's gliding through air.
She's kind of flying.
It's there's a fine line between gliding and flying in this movie. And I'm asking that question as well, because like when I saw it the first time, I was like, oh no, she's just gliding on the wind because that's what she learned. And then the very last scene, like she glid from New York to California.
She's flying.
She's flying.
She's flying.
And then
she didn't do that in any other movie.
And they did kind of throw that in this movie without realizing, like, wait a second, in the future she doesn't have this. In the future, she's flying economy when she has an invisible jet.
Right.
Did she lose the invisible jet?
She can't find it for some reason.
She can make any jet invisible. According to this movie, she could just make any jet she's in invisible. Because she does like this thing with her hands and goes, bloop.
And I can forgive that. I can forgive that. The invisible jet doing that, I can forgive that.
I thought it was cool, to be honest.
I am questioning because, you know, like I said earlier, they can have their freedom to do what they want with their characters. They don't have to follow the storyline exactly. But she said in this movie, my father made Themyscira invisible to the outside world. That includes visual, radar, any kind of tracking. Okay, fine. So she has that power as well. She can figure it out. She made a coffee mug invisible. She made a jet invisible. I can accept that. However, her father is Beelzebub, is the devil. Did Satan make Themyscira invisible? And for what reason would he have done that? No.
Wait, her father was Zeus, isn't it?
No. Her father is her father's Beelzebub or whatever version of Satan is in that universe.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
She got some devil powers.
She got devil powers.
And they did follow that storyline with Wonder Woman, the first movie, where her father was the the Lucifer character, or whatever name they decided to give him.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. And I thought the scene was like, it was cute. It didn't bother me. Like, oh, she made a giant like that's a Wonder Woman thing.
Yeah, no, I didn't care for. I didn't care for that. The only thing that pissed me off was like they were like for 10 minutes looking at fireworks, which I was like, what the hell do I have to sit here?
Yeah, because that's let's fly our plane through fireworks.
Yeah, I was like,
this movie's not long enough. We need a 5-minute fireworks scene.
I'm not surprised it crashed the first time, Steve. You're flying through fireworks. Of course, you're gonna blow yourself up.
Also, like the magic lasso, or like this becomes now an all-purpose thing. She's Spider-Man now. She could just latch on to anything that she. I don't like what they did with it.
So
it become an all-purpose tool. Like it's everything now.
So I asked my friend who reads Wonder Woman comics because I was like, dude, how long is this damn lasso? And he told me it's 150 feet.
Jesus.
Now, and I was like, okay, that's cool, but this lasso split into like 5. Then it became 1. Then it deflected bullets. Then it wrapped around a bullet. Then she threw the damn thing. Oh, and lightning she could grab onto, which I kind of figured Zeus.
Well, she didn't have to do that because she did throw the lasso out and spin it to a propeller and propel herself along further into, which was cool. But yeah, for that scene, they did way more than they needed to just because they could.
They took away the freaking, which got me mad. I loved when she had the shield and sword. They stripped it. See, my wife is now. Damn it.
She said I found this movie useless.
Who said that?
Your wife.
Oh,
she
said that? Oh, yeah, she goes, agreed, Triborough. Don't think the vulnerability side was needed, but it seems to be what movie makers love to do with female-led movies. They should just have just made her a badass. I found this movie useless. Yes, I love you. She didn't go.
We got women in the chat. We got a lot of women in the chat tonight. I think we got
one
5 or
said
6, so
it.
it's interesting
Yeah.
to see what they say.
One said it's empowerment, and the other one said useless.
Yeah, it just depends.
Yes.
I think Stephanie didn't love it. If I'm guessing correct, I don't know.
No,
I
she's
went to
gonna
see
join
this
us Wednesday. Yeah.
With Beckish, who was in the chat, and right after the movie was over, she was like, "It was all right." And she's a woman, and she was like, "It was okay," So I guess it just hits different for different, different people.
I guess. She says a useless movie. Oh, that's funny. Norma's laughing. Ralph says at unboxing, Wonder Woman rechanted and immediately became to regain her powers. At that time, Cheetah was still raging when Wonder Woman. What? What are they talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know what you're looking at.
No, Wonder Woman picking up her powers earlier. I don't know. There was a question about Wonder Woman's armor and why the armor was powerful enough to fend off all of mankind, but Cheetah was able to lash through it.
That's what I was going to ask. She was breaking through it.
I will give you, Cheetah has the power of Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman is supposed to be stronger than all the power of man. So when faced against an equal force, perhaps.
Scott, remember, what's his name? Max Lord took away Diana's powers, and he just gave her.
No, but she got it back when she was wearing the
She
gold.
recanted it. Yeah.
Recanted it, and she had her powers back when she was wearing the gold armor.
No, I'm talking about Cheetah.
Oh.
Remember when he gave her the power of Cheetah, he took something from her, which was Diana's powers.
No, Diana lost her powers by wishing for Steve to come back. And after she gave up her wish, that's when she was able to get her powers fully back.
But Cheetah
was fully powered at that point.
Right, but then when he gave her the second wish, didn't he take away the power?
No, that's when he handed her even more power. And actually, he did say on the plane, I'm feeling generous, because she was like, you make a wish, you lose something. He said, I'm feeling generous. What do you want?
Right.
Whatever you want.
I don't think he took anything from her on
I want to be the
one.
apex predator, and he didn't take anything from her. And actually, later on, when he was siphoning the world, I did hear him say something along the lines of, give her all of your rage and anger, or something like that. So
okay,
I think he was feeding into the Cheetah powers more so. So Cheetah being able to thrash Wonder Woman's golden armor, I can accept that. I don't understand why Cheetah was succumbed by electricity and Wonder Woman was not.
Oh well, 'cause
Yeah,
she was
what happened there?
maybe because she's got the power of the gods with her. Unboxing with me,
Lightning don't hurt her.
unboxing. I guess so. Unboxing with me. Well, if that's the case, when she wrapped the lasso around the lightning, she should have got electricity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No. The lasso's made of nylon. That's not conducting.
Oh, gotcha. Unboxing with me. Unboxing said,
Let's bring
well,
some science into this.
well, actually, Wonder Woman was getting weak because I think that Barbara made her wish to be like Diana, and I think when her wish was granted, it made Diana weaker and Barbara stronger.
That was my original thought as well. And then as you continue with the storyline, it became apparent that when you make a wish, you also give something up.
Right.
Diana made the wish very early on when the stone was not yet the character. When Lord did not accept the stone. The one other problem I have with this is, okay, so the wish stone's a thing in the DC universe. I know I'm hating this movie more and more as we talk. I hate both of them now. I hate you, and now I hate the movie. So the wish stone is a thing, but they don't explain that either. They have this quick moment with some random dude who happens to have a book from the Mayan civilization, and she quickly says, "Oh my God, this is from this one god, the Lord of Mischief or whatever it is. Basically, their version of Loki." But I had to look it up because they said the name so fast, and she glanced over it so quickly. Where if you do your research, you find out that this is actually a recurring character in the Wonder Woman series. It's one of the gods, the Lord of Misrule. But they glance over it so quickly in this movie that if you don't have this information, now the Dreamstone becomes lame. But if you know this information, you know that it's coming from the Lord of Misrule, it's coming from this one god. Now it all makes sense. Now it all is a lot better story. But they glance over with this secondary mind character that they just kind of threw in there just to give them the MacGuffin.
Yeah, and you know what? To your point, that is the main issue with this movie. It is all in the script for me. There's so many more questions than answers in this movie. There are so many things that you can't put A to B. You have to either be an expert, or even experts. I feel like there's just stuff that's not explained well. And that's where it falls. That's where it falls kind of flat for me. It's not in the action or lack thereof. It's not amazing, but what's there, like I said, pretty fun. It's not in the acting. I thought most of the performances were good. Were the characters written well? No. It's all in the script for me. That's why I feel like there's elements that I really liked. And if the script was stronger, I would have enjoyed the movie. It's, again, different than the first one, but I would have enjoyed it. But I just couldn't, because I'm constantly like, why? If I have to say, why is this happening and why is that happening so many times throughout a movie, it starts to lose me, especially being 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's like, okay, you know what? I give up. And then I gave up, and then the third act was bad. So
maybe I do have to stop watching this movie. I said earlier that I'll watch this a couple more times. Maybe I can't, because every time I watch, I'm going to hate it just a little bit more.
Yeah, you're gonna find something that it's gonna find something that pisses you off.
I started out tonight like, I love this movie. Now I'm like, I'm giving it a Nate.
Nate.
I mean,
and then like after like
there's
two more watches, I'm gonna be like bitter like Alex.
Yeah.
Just gonna put the trash can emoji on.
Yeah, trash can everywhere. No, but you know what, guys? I'm trying to get to as much comments as possible. I know a lot of people are writing some good stuff. Redford Rams said Wonder Woman 1984 is breaking national box office records. I don't believe so.
What?
And they already confirmed,
because it's the only movie in theaters
Yeah.
after a year where theaters have been shut down and no one can make any money.
It has made the most since the pandemic, but it's only 16 million this week.
and-
It wasn't record breaking.
and he said that they already confirmed Wonder Woman 3. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If Wonder Woman 3, they're gonna have to refix everything, because if this one was a dumpster fire, they're gonna have to figure out now where they could take Diana and make her more stronger, and
It's
a better
fixable.
villain.
Well,
Yeah,
they
it's-
did it with Star Wars. They took the third movie and fixed everything they fucked up in the first two movies.
Yeah.
Raphael says something I've never heard before in my life is, Scott, continue to be insightful. I don't even know what that means.
Yes. Why is he insightful, Ralph?
Thank you.
Yes.
I don't hear that enough.
Look,
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Sandy. I will not buckle. I will hold strong.
Yes. Don't. Yeah. No, you're gonna
Hey,
buckle. I'm gonna buckle you.
There's not a problem with liking the movie, but
No.
there's just very glaring issues. Is all.
As long as I have whiskey, I'll be okay.
They are glaring, and it's either I look past it or I do not. It's that kind of movie
Yes.
to me. Like, it's just, even objectively speaking, it's nonsensical, a lot of it. So, like, you could still like it, but it doesn't change the fact that it doesn't make a lot of sense at a lot of parts.
Look, I just want to say this because I don't want to like come out like, oh, this is the say or be or. Look, if you guys enjoy this movie, like Nate said, enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Have fun with it. There's gonna
Heck
be
yeah.
people that's gonna dissect the shit out of this, and they're gonna hate this movie for what it is. In the bigger, broad picture, look, this is the first blockbuster movie that everyone got access to for the first time in a long time. So everyone's gonna think this is the best thing in sliced bread. But wait till like a few months down the road, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, this movie sucks balls." Like,
It's forgettable.
it's a forgettable movie. Honestly, I didn't even remember about the beginning until my wife brought it up, and I was like, "Oh, here goes my wife again." There might
asleep.
be good parts, but I did fall. Yo, she fell asleep the minute Steven Trevor came out. She fell asleep and woke up when Barbara became Cheetah. Like at the end.
Wow. Like
Yeah,
an
she
hour
was
and a half.
out. Yeah, she was passed out.
That's a good nap right there. Oh,
yeah,
wait. Alex, your wife's in the chat again.
Uh-oh.
There's still dishes in the sink.
How dare you? No.
Get to work.
I'll get to work.
Look, here's another good one, too. Beckish said, I felt like a deflated balloon watching the movie.
Yeah.
Super excited to see it, and then after a while, I felt a little bored with it.
You're
The first
supposed
was so
you're-
good, and I had higher expectations.
You're supposed to breathe. It's air in,
She's holding her breath the whole time.
air out. And that's
No, but look, let's just end this here with the Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
so we
are
can
we gonna
get
give some scores?
yeah, let's give some scores around the table. We're gonna get into Tenet right after this. I saw Tenet, the incomplete thing. Me and my wife, we watched it with subtitles, so I know what the hell's going on. A lot of people are asking us Catwoman or Wonder Woman 84. I picked none of the above. I picked
I'll
none.
bet
Of,
Catwoman over nothing.
yeah,
Catwoman was an absolute train wreck. I say
Yeah.
84 over that. I
it's not a train wreck
I
like
do want
that.
to say this before we get into like our overall, score, especially after the conversation is, do we have to pick through every single movie like this? Can we get back to
Having
just
fun?
enjoying a movie for what it was? Check your brain at the door.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to do that.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes one hits you, and it's just like, this is just, I just didn't like it that much. I do like a lot. There's a lot of movies that are not good that I really enjoy, so this is just not going to be one of them. But I agree. I think it's entertainment at the end of the day. I'm not a hater of I love movies, and I tend to love more movies than I hate. I know a lot of people who hate every single movie comes out. It's like, do you even like movies? Why don't you just pick a new hobby that you actually like? Because every movie that comes out, you hate it. I'm not that guy. I tend to like more movies, but I'm very Nate on it.
Yeah, Scott, the funny thing about what you said, it's so true. Why not like it? Why not, just see it for what it was? You know what I mean? What it is, the entertainment value of the film. The problem is that we almost 90% of everyone that watches the damn movie are YouTube content creators. So everyone is gonna basically rip it apart. You know what I mean?
Because thanks to this year, we're all YouTube content creators.
Yeah, everybody's content creators, even everybody.
Before this year, the camera you're watching me on was used to film movies. Now, this camera is used to film me on YouTube. I just made myself sad.
No, but I think that's the problem. The problem is everyone is now becoming more of the critic, more of a film critic. They're trying to grow their brand and stuff, and it's hard now to look at these movies as entertainment value, because the minute you see it, you're gonna start picking it apart. Why?
Also, we're reviewing it. So
Yeah.
we're gonna review it. We gotta,
Yeah,
we
you gotta
give
pick
them
it apart. Yeah.
the good and the bad.
But you can't have unless this movie is Birds of Prey, you can't be 100% negative on it. You have to find positive in every movie. Unlike Suicide Squad, there has to be something that will give you
Hope.
a good feeling about a movie. Unlike Justice League, there has to be.
I will tell you this: the only, like I said, the positive of this movie, like I said, is Gal Gadot. I think her acting she is Wonder Woman. There's nothing you can say about that. She is that character. Sadly, this movie stunk, but she is Wonder Woman. And I felt sad for her when she was defeated, bleeding. I'm like, holy crap! Like the same way as Superman had the flu in Superman 4. Remember that when he was at home
God, yeah.
and he had the flu? He was like, oh, I'll give this to Superman,
And that's where coronavirus came from.
yeah, from the sun
Superman
god.
4, that's what started all of this. I agree with you on that, but in the end of the movie, when she's defeated and broken everything else, and she just randomly starts talking into nowhere,
Yeah.
and that's how they wrapped this movie up. It was like,
It's bad.
okay,
Yeah.
No,
you know what?
it was. But look, let's just talk about
Let's
the post
score it
credit
and go to
scene.
Tenet.
Yeah, let's go to post credit scene because there was a
I like
post credit
it.
scene with Linda
Yeah.
Carter, right? That was the post credit scene,
thought
the
it
Linda
was-
Carter.
I
I thought it was stupid.
Mid credit.
Yeah,
Of course
whatever.
it
It
was.
was
I thought it
stupid.
Of course,
It
you
was
thought
dumb.
it was stupid.
It was stupid.
Go do the
Why?
dishes.
Why was it stupid?
Go do the dishes.
Like, why
They're
was
still
it
in the
stupid?
sink. Your wife told us it wasn't stupid. Actually, what was stupid was like I had to look up and remember who the hell that she was.
How many people would know that's Linda Carter?
Not.
But that doesn't make it inherently stupid just because people
I'm
don't
not
know who she
saying.
is. Why
but
is it stupid?
It doesn't set up for part 3. It's just her walking, and then she goes.
It's a wink at the camera for the
please.
Wonder Woman fans.
And DC doesn't do the Marvel thing. DC doesn't do the end of the movie
Set up.
tease for the next movie. They don't
Right.
do that. All this was just an Easter egg for
Yeah.
followers of Wonder Woman for all times. And if you're on HBO Max, if you're on these platforms, the original Wonder Womans have been thrown up and on there for a very long time. You have had your opportunity to delve deep into that universe. Linda Carter's been mentioned many times as Wonder Woman became more and more popular. It was a great nod to her, and I'm glad she was able to show up. Unfortunately, because they glanced over the character so quickly with the armor and everything else, I had to look up who she was at the end because, like, oh, wait, she was the god that was wearing the armor because they just kind of...
But again, and that's the thing. Like, I would have been like, oh, okay, Linda Carter was the one that wore the gold parrot suit. So I would
At
have
least
said,
I
all
get
right,
it.
cool.
I got that right.
Yeah,
away.
I thought it was cool. But the ending, I was like, okay, are we going to get something new for this movie? No, I thought it was actually Gail Gadot walking through whatever. And I was like, oh, so maybe something's going to happen. And all it says, like, excuse me. And then she turns around, and I'm like, oh, my God. It's really Linda Carter. And then she gives the,
Maybe
jungle.
maybe they should have done like in the one Hulk movie they had Lou Ferrigno play the security guard. Maybe they should have done something like that for Linda Carter.
I thought it was cute, man. To be honest, she winks at the wink at the camera gives you all you need to know about that scene.
And that's what that was all about. It was just for that wink was like paying homage to somebody who originally brought this character to life.
But why would you pay homage to the character in a mid-credit scene instead of throwing her ass in the movie? Like, I would have had her in the movie, maybe helping Gail Gadot as an Amazonian coming to help her whip some ass. I would have said, oh, that's pretty cool.
Alex,
but
because you have to pay her a lot. Because you have to pay her a lot more if you do that.
Man, she ain't worth that much. You can pay her like Bengay or something.
No. Just because you have to pay her a lot more if you do something like that. That is why. That was just we're gonna bring her back and bring her homage, but we don't really want to throw
I
that
know
much
that you
money
didn't
at
like
her.
this movie, but
No,
I'm surprised at how much you hate the credits. Like,
No.
it was just a cute little add-on scene to give Linda Carter some love.
That's
all
a
it was.
secret, though. Alex loved this movie. He thought it was the greatest movie of all time.
No,
It's
no.
that credit scene that ruined
Over the
everything.
top.
And he
He's like,
hates
I
it. He's
hate
like,
this
oh my
now."
god, this movie was amazing. Linda Carter's scene, I hate it.
No, but the thing is, like, come on, man. Like, you could have had her come out and help her, and I would have said, yo, that is pretty cool. She comes out with, like, with a parrot, like, she lands in her gold suit, and I would have said,
Not
all
the
right, that's
parrot.
pretty. The parrot suit,
Parrot
whatever
suit.
the hell it is.
That didn't work for Ghost Rider. Remember Ghost Rider when they had the original Ghost Rider come out and ride across the desert with them on horseback
Oh, that
while
was the
Nicolas
joint.
Cage was riding the motorcycle? So stupid, no reason. It would have been the same exact thing.
Oh, she could have winked at the camera, and it would have went, don't you, forget about me.
I think honestly,
There you go. That's what it is.
the post-credit scene all depends on your expectation of credit scenes. If you are looking for some sort of building block to the next movie, a la the MCU, or some like story thread, then okay, sure, it's disappointing. I don't care. I didn't even know that. My buddy told me there was a credit scene, so I stayed there and sat there to see it. I thought it was cute. I know who Linda Carter is. I know who the character was that she was doing. I was like, look, they got Linda Carter in there. It's cool to see her on the big screen. She originated the character on television. I don't see the issue, but I mean, I thought it was cute. I don't need anything to expand upon because I didn't even love the movie, so I don't want more story. That was good enough for me. Give me the Linda Carter scene 10 times out of 10.
Exactly, Scott. Wrong!
That's my opinion, and it's correct.
And everyone's got their opinions, even if they're wrong.
No.
It's right.
No, it's right. No, guys, again, if you guys enjoyed this movie, great. If you guys hated this movie, awesome. Again, there's no right or wrong for these movies. We're just giving our opinions. Scott loves the damn movie, and hopefully we turn him to the dark side.
I loved it. Now I think I'm gonna give it a Nate.
Oh, nice! It went from great to Nate.
After talking to you guys for a little bit, and this was the discussion I wanted that I couldn't get from my other guys.
Oh, gotcha.
God, I hate them. But I couldn't get a discussion from them. But after talking to you guys, now I'm like, oh crap! When I watch this again, I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah. So you give it a half?
My score. Oh, well, I don't give it a half. My score is, because I know me and Alex talked about it.
Yeah.
He normally scores everything on 5s. I score on 10s, so I wanted to do kind of a mashup. On my podcast, I score everything out of 10. I think on 10s usually. So I gave it a 5 out of 10. I'm right in the middle. Like, I thought there was elements that worked. I thought there was things that don't. I tend to go to a 5 when I'm sort of like, I don't fall on either side of the fence, love or hate. So I guess a Nate is essentially a 5 out of 10. So
okay.
I gave it a 5 or 2.5.
I've heard that about you.
Yeah.
Usually, and Night a 5 is good for you. I've heard that about you.
All right, look. In terms of my score, I gave it a trash can over on Instagram. I put a trash can, and people were like, "What the hell's going on here?" I'm not diverting from my trash can. I'm gonna give this a 1 out of a 5. I did not like this movie, and I
did that. That was me. I gave it that 1.
Yes, you gave it the 1. Yeah, he helped me get it from 0 to 1. No, I never put anything on 0. Me and Nate never do that anyway. But
yeah, it's got to be the worst. Just an abysmal movie. This is not abysmal. This has production value. This has competently made things. I can't give it a 0.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give this a 1 out of a 5. For me, I'm not too crazy. Oh my God, my wife said out of a 5, I give it a 0.92748584337%.
Sam Jr. gave it a 0.5, and Triborough gave it an 8 out of 10.
Well, the 0.5 out of 5 is a 1. We'll give it that. And there's a 6 out of 10 from Norma, 7.8 out of 10 from Unboxing. Yeah,
9 out of 10 for Tony Movie Chappie.
Just like the screen here, the chat is the same. Where everyone's split right down the.
We got a 4. We got a 2.5 out of a 10.
Pablo, 4 out of 5 or 4 out of 10?
I think his is out of a 5.
Oh, so he
out of a 10. Let's see. I'm not gonna speak for him. He'll put whatever he wants.
James gave it a 2.5 out of 10.
Oh, geez. For the Zimmer score. Look, honestly, guys, this 7 out of 10. Oh, he goes out of a 10 is a 4. Okay, so
4 out of 10.
It's not a Nate. It's
Scott,
below
what was
Nate.
your actual score?
It's what is it, Scott? Out of a 10 or a 5, either one.
Tonight I came into it with probably an 8. I'm leaving with a 6.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad, though.
It's still good. I mean, you liked it more than you disliked it.
Yeah, look, guys, those are awesome scores for this movie. We kind of figured this is like, even Tony Movie Chappie brought it up, and myself, I've been saying this for a long time. This is going to have the Last Jedi effect. Whether you hate it, you like it, you're not stupid for loving the movie. You're not stupid for hating the movie. It's your opinion. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise on that. All right, so let's get right into the next topic, which this one, holy moly. All right, let's get to Tenet. I saw Tenet over the weekend, and I'm just going to tell you a quick story. I shut this damn thing off.
And that was a fun show. We appreciate y'all for coming out. I get confused with the whole time travel thing, guys. I just don't know. Were we at the beginning or end? I don't know.
No. We're there.
We're now at the middle.
Unboxing said, is this recorded for the Levels of Geeks podcast? No, it's not. None of this is recorded for the podcast. That's Action Movie Podcast. This is just straight for our online We'll let you guys know when we're doing the podcast. Yeah, this is for you guys.
Review, yeah.
Yeah, so over the weekend, me and my wife attempted the first time to watch this without subtitles. Yo, by the time we went an hour 40-ish around there, I had to shut it off. I was lost already. I didn't know what the hell was going on. We went back. We put on.
Thing sucks.
Yeah, exactly. So then I had to shut it off. The next day, we were recharged. We were hopped up on Coke Zero, and we put on the subtitles. We finished it. So here we go. We're gonna get into.
Now, did you put subtitles to help understand the dialogue audio-wise, or just to help understand the dialogue? Because it is a dense movie, to be honest.
So the
I've
reason
heard probably with the sound mixes, from what I've heard.
Well, not because the sound was okay. For some reason, the music was way louder than the dialogue.
It was like that in the theater. Like I saw it in IMAX, and the music was loud.
Wasn't this the one that was creating the memes where just the volume and the sound was so loud that people were like blowing their eardrums out?
Dude, Scott, there was a scene in the movie that they're talking, and all you hear is this one pitch going. And I'm like, what the hell is going? I thought there was a cruise ship coming on shore.
Keep doing that because we're all enjoying it.
Yeah, it's like, right? And I was like, well, whatever. But anyway, I put it because I wanted to understand the story, and that was the only way I could get it, by reading it and finding out some terminologies they had to say. Because I haven't put in
the disc, so I don't know if it's any different. But when I saw it at the theater, the sound mix was very heavy on the music.
That's what it sounded like when you were talking.
That's the Inception.
That's the Inception. Yeah.
It was very heavy on the music and the sound effects. Mm-hmm. And the dialogue it was lower. I will say that.
It was like, and I was like, what the hell? It did sounded like. There you go. No, but all right. So let's go around the table. Scott, you saw the movie, right?
No.
It's not like a spoiler for you.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
Or did I? But I didn't. But I may have. But I didn't.
He went back and unwatched it.
If you're talking to me now, I didn't see it. But if you talked to me a week ago, I saw it.
Okay, so I talked to the week.
I did not see this movie. I passed. I didn't go see it in the theaters, and then the lockdown started. I never got a chance to see it. So, no. And then actually, this is the only time I've taken advice from Noob and not gone to see a movie. And after seeing all the advice I've seen online about the score and the music and the volume and everything else, I didn't want to go watch a movie with earplugs in, so I just passed on this.
All right, so then, so you want me to skip you on the whole pros and cons, or you want to chime in on it?
What? Okay.
He only saw the trailer.
Yeah, he saw the trailer. From the trailer, what do you think?
I saw the trailer. The trailer looked interesting, and then I saw a meme about the volume being too loud. So there's my pro and con.
Okay, there you go. Nate, what did you think of the movie Pro?
Okay.
And you saw this 10 times, right?
3 times.
Okay.
3 times.
Which is why he hasn't heard anything we said tonight.
Yep. I saw this 3 times. Still deaf from it. Okay. I like the movie. I'll just start with that. I like the movie. I know Whack of the Butcher in here was like one of his favorite or his favorite of the year, so maybe I'm talking with him here. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Pros. Again, and when I watch movies, just in general, you guys know, the chat knows because we've talked about it. I'm a big fan of like film scores and things. Volume aside, I'm not talking about that. I love the score of this movie. Ludwig Göransson it's a fantastic score. Nolan usually works with Hans Zimmer. It was refreshing to hear him work with someone else, and the score here is fantastic. One of, if not the best of the year. So love the music. On a technical level, I'm not going to get into it because on a technical level, I'm not a Nolan like fanboy who everything he does is like he's the god of film, but there's zero things I can say negative on a technical level from a filmmaking perspective. He's fantastic. He really is fantastic. The shots it's beautiful. The movie's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It's extremely well shot. It's extremely creative in the way he shoots the scenes. When they're going backwards and forwards, like there are things that happen in the movie that I've never seen before, and for that, I always give credit. So that's another pro for me. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I love that. On a technical level, I won't get into it. Now, if we're just going to talk strictly about the movie itself. Oh, also, John David Washington. I think he's a great actor. And he's good. The character is not really a character. Like literally has no name. He's just called the protagonist.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of backstory. It's not a great character, but his acting was good. I did like him in the role. suitably tough. He did the action scenes well, all that. I did really like Kenneth Branagh on this. He reminded me, and this is a good one, Alex, because me and you did the James Bond movies. He reminded me of a Bond villain, not in a Bond film. Very, very mustache twirly, very kind of over the top. He would have fit in a Bond film, and I loved Kenneth Branagh in this. I really did. I liked him a lot. Okay, that's the pros. Oh, and also the action scenes.
Shut up and get to the point.
I got a lot of pros. I like the movie. I think the action scenes were good. So that's my pros. Yeah, so you can go.
Yeah, look, when I saw this for the second time, the pros, the opening sequence was fantastic in the on the opera. I thought that was really good. Very Nolan, like Dark Knight bank robbery scene setup. I thought that was good. The reverse while playing in real time, I thought that was really good. I thought the whole fighting sequence, how it was reverse and forward, I thought that was very well shot. The highway scene was really good too. You alluded to a lot of the stuff. Everything was very well thought out, and I think he picked style over substance, and that is something that someone wrote to me on the Instagram, and I kind of agreed with him while watching this.
Well, this be interesting because I can ask you questions from somebody that hasn't seen the movie altogether.
Yeah.
Are you saying that you enjoyed it more for like the cinematic aspect of it, for the creative aspect, more than like the story aspect?
Well, when I watched the Tenet for the second time I enjoyed it more for the way he shot it. Yeah, for the cinematic over the story. Because the story is very, even when you're reading it, it's confusing as hell. Because you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, they explain some physics, and I'm like, holy hell, this is confusing. But yeah, Scott, I prefer it over the cinematic. It's just an amazing.
Kind of like what was the movie with was it McConaughey when he was going through space and time? Interstellar, where they actually had to have YouTube series like to explain how Interstellar worked with that. Is it kind of like the same thing where like you have to gain a degree in scientific engineering to understand what's going on?
This one you need a physics degree. Yeah, this one you need a physics time degree to understand what the hell's going through present and future time. Like, it's crazy.
One of those movies. It's one of those movies that I agree. I think it is style over substance, in that the substance is just so dense that I saw this, like I said, I saw this 3 times in the movie theater, and it's one of those movies where when you watch it, when it starts and then when it's over, you have a general idea of what you saw. But when you really try to break it down and get into the specifics, you cannot explain this movie to anybody. Like it's almost unexplainable. It's that confusing. But it wraps up to a point where you know what happened, that kind of thing. The other issue is, and this is something, Inception, a lot of people complain about Inception because most of the dialogue is just exposition, right? It's just people explaining stuff that's going on to you because it could be a confusing concept. And this movie has exposition as well. But a lot of people complained about exposition in Inception, and then there's less in this one, and now people are complaining that they don't know what's going on. It's like, well, he can either write the dialogue as explaining things and you can appreciate it better, or he can maybe not do that and it's a little bit more, figure it out for yourself. Either way, people got a problem. Is my point. You know what I mean?
But Nate, what I'll say this with Inception is that at least with Inception, he shot it well to the point that the story was easily followed at the same time. Now it's up to you. It's up to you the way he uses camera tricks to throw you off on if this is real or not. That's up to you, up to the viewer. Yeah. But I felt like Inception was a way put together better movie in terms of enjoying sitting down.
I think story-wise it is better.
Yeah,
I think this is not as good as Inception.
No, it's not at all.
People keep making the comparison. I think, to Scott's point, that Interstellar might be a better comparison.
Okay.
Not so much in what it's about, but in the themes and in just the sort of science of it. And it's more along those lines.
And I do like looking into the chat because even though I just mentioned Interstellar for a second, I had a couple of people. Interstellar was a good film, much more understanding to get. Interstellar was easy to get. I mean, the people are back and forth. Yeah. Interstellar made me cry like a baby, which we can get into another time.
Right,
but
there's a little more emotion in that movie.
Yeah, it is fun to see where the chat goes, but that's kind of what I'm seeing. Like, it's these movies you kind of need a degree to understand it. Like kind of like earlier we were talking about DC and Marvel, where you need to be like vetted in the comic books and the
Right.
lore.
Yeah.
You need to like have a college education to understand these movies. And you know, look at us. We're not college educated.
No, we're not. Horror Coffee said, I walked out of the theater to see this movie in the moment. Ralph Perez said, TT, Tenet, trash, Sandy. Yeah, well, that's really harsh.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about it. Unboxing said, Triburl, yes, the movie is good. There is a lot of action scenes throughout the movie, and it's kind of make it into a fun movie. I will say this about the action sequences. If you do not know what's going on in the action, you're going to get lost in the action. Because that's what happened to me the first time around. I was like, whoa, everything is... it was reverse, forward, backwards.
But you gotta admit.
What are we gonna do now? What are we gonna?
You gotta admit though, after maybe the second time around, like they're cool as hell. Those actions, like
it's
to
amazing.
See things going
It's-
in backwards and forwards at the same time. It looks incredible. And I watched some of the behind the scenes on the of the movie, and they had to film like the fight scenes, for example. They had to film like 4 times. No, 4 times because. One time, he had to play the character going forward and then going backward. And then when he's fighting himself, he had to play the other character going forward and going backward.
Gotcha.
So when you think of the amount of thought that went into these things, it makes you appreciate it even a little bit more of how cool it is to see on screen.
Har and Coffee says, nobody got my joke on the Tenet comment. I had to go back and find it again. Did you mention this earlier, Alex? I walked out of the theater to get the movie in the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, we got the joke.
Yeah. Triborough Gigolo said, if you can't understand what you're watching, is it any good still? No, it's not that it's not good if you don't understand the movie. It's just that you need to find a way to watch the movie where you could understand it. Like, find a way that you could appreciate the movie for what it was. Like, I couldn't see it without the subtitles, so I had to go back again, start it from the beginning with the subtitles, and now I understand try to understand what the movie was about, but I understand the whole story outline.
I truly think it's one of those movies that works best if you break it down to a very base premise and just sort of watch it with that. You know what I mean? Like, look, it's a spy film, that essentially, right? It's Christopher Nolan making a spy movie, and it's about a person who has the technology to invert objects, be it people, bullets, gold, whatever. Invert them, send them back through time the opposite way. That's like the basic kind of thought behind it, right? If you know that going in, there's things that are inverted, moving backwards through time, while other things are moving forward through time, and they're there at the same time. Once you know that, you just kind of got to go with it as an action movie. When you overthink it is where you start to get a headache, and it really does. It is confusing, but that's probably the best way to watch it if I was going to make a suggestion.
Yep.
Cheers to whatever that is.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if you guys want to, we're going to be wrapping up soon, so if you guys want to join the show, ask us questions with the Tenet or Wonder Woman, I put the link up. I pinned the link so you guys can click it, whatnot. So, yeah, you guys could do audio or join the show as VR.
What did you end up scoring it? Like
I gave it a 4. I gave it a 4 out of a 5. It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a masterpiece, whereas Dark Knight is a masterpiece. I don't think this is a masterpiece of film. It's a great movie. I think it was great shot. But yeah, pretty much. And
yeah, I gave this an 8 out of 10 when I reviewed it as well.
yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Unboxing said, oh sweet, Alex got his phone line. I will join. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have everything up. If you guys want to join, talk, or pop up, the floor is yours. All right, who we got here? Oh, all right, hold on. Let me put you
The main man.
Uh-oh.
We gotta make him do an impression of Scott.
Oh, this will be
You
fun.
did one of us. You did one of me. You did one of Alex. Well, you got to do it now. It's your.
all right, here we go. All right, so
how's this guy gonna do an impression of me? You need a lot more hair, bud.
no, you do. Wait, Rams.
I would just shave it off your head.
Redford Ram says, can you understand Tenet on a one-time watch? Absolutely not. You would not know what the hell's going on.
No, you have to watch it backwards, and then when you watch it backwards, you summon Satan, which is unfortunate.
Steelbook over.
So what's up? Yes, the subtitles do help, Rams. That's how I watched it. All right, unboxing. What's up? What do you like to talk about?
I actually want to talk about Wonder Woman and Tenet, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to,
Of course,
kind of want to point out stuff. Earlier, I was commenting about the movie, and here's the thing. The movie's not bad, but the whole movie is kind of a mess.
Are we talking about Wonder Woman or Tenet right now?
Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Wonder Woman 1984 was kind of a mess. I just felt like they should have had more time to make the movie. But another thing I will also point out is that I think Cheetah's CGI should have been more. I think they should have took more time to make it look better, because kind of like last year with Sonic the Hedgehog, I know that CGI was horrible, and then a couple months later, like, they fixed it, and then they made it a whole lot better. I felt like Cheetah's costume should have been taken more time, kind of like to make it look better.
Well, I'll give you this unboxing. With Sonic, when they did the trailers, people panicked and freaked out, and they saw that and they fixed it. And good on them, they were able to recognize that. With this Cheetah costume, they didn't release it because they wanted to keep it a secret. But because it was only, 15 seconds of this movie, they didn't dedicate the money and time into it that they probably should have.
But
so it's two very
they
different
fight
animals.
in the dark.
Is that they showed what Cheetah looked like at DC Fandom when they released the second trailer.
And what was the reaction then?
People were like, there was like a bunch of memes I saw. There was like a bunch of memes happening with the Cheetah, and people were saying like, "Oh, this is horrible." Like, people were saying this was horrible. People did not like how the Cheetah looked from like watching the trailer.
But wasn't DC Fandom like 3 months ago? I mean, there's no way they're going to be able to fix. Sonic
no, there was
pushed
not.
Back almost a year.
Yeah, there was
for
not
them to
gonna
fix that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just felt like that this movie should have had another delay. I know there's so many delays with the Wonder Woman, but I felt like this one should have had another delay though, and kind of just like fix up more of like with the CGI, and then kind of fix a little bit more with like the story. I know that will take a while.
Push it back and fix the whole movie.
It takes a lot longer to do
But I can agree with you, but I can also play devil's advocate on that. Like, yes, it would have been nice if they took a better look at the story. It would have been nice. It almost feels like they didn't send this through testing. They didn't send this through test audiences. But with the way this world has been, the way this year has been, we needed something like this. We had the first full year that we haven't had any Marvel release. We've had a year that we haven't had any theater release. The theaters have been shut down. The world has been shut down. It's everyone needed this to be released. And we took a gamble, and you know what? It wasn't the blockbuster hit that everyone wanted, but there are people that love this movie, and there are people that are going to hate it. As much as that hate may be, it may be because we've been cooped up in our houses and we all want to murder everyone we know because this year sucked. But it could also just because the movie sucks. But I don't think they really had the opportunity to really reset, look at this movie, and do test audience and everything else, because you know what? It's here. We have a set date. Everyone's excited for it. And if they push it back any further, we're going to have World War III.
Yeah, but Scott, they did do a test screening, and it was leaked that it was horrible.
Then they learned nothing.
Yeah, like they said that it was like a horrible, like the test screening was like, it was really bad.
Which is weird.
Nothing.
That's weird because the very early reviews for it were very positive.
Because Patty Jenkins even said that the original cut that she was supposed to release back in November 2019, she said that like it was so bad that they had to delay it.
Oh my God, I want to see that movie. I want to see that cut now.
What the heck?
I want to see that cut now. If it was that bad, if you have this movie, which I like I said, I just talking to you guys, I have lowered my score on it. I want to see that original cut to see how bad it was.
You know, but look, I kind of understand where you're asking unboxing. Yes, would you want them to go back? The problem is, Nate even said it. If they go back and try to rework this movie, trying to do brand new CGI, they're not going to be able to do that. Movies are right now sitting on shelves getting hit with like $1 million delays because the more they delay it, the more they got to keep paying people. They're
Plus, they
not
have to
going to do that.
spend more.
Yeah, they have to
Right,
spend
cost
more.
200
Yeah.
million.
that.
Yeah.
No, I
and-
totally understand that for
Yeah.
sure. Like, I know it's so rough to like get a lot of these big blockbuster movies out right now, and I totally understand. And listen, Scott even made a good point earlier, but
Wait, can you say that again?
It's like if you want to make a good movie, like
Nope.
you have to put a lot of time and effort to make these movies happen. And Wonder Woman. See, the first one did so well in the box office. I know it made $1 billion in the box office, and the story and like all of it was like so well. The second movie, though, kind of had like a lot of problems that I think it should have been fixed.
Yes, but you got to remember, Wonder Woman 1 was attached to the DCEU universe. This was a standalone movie.
Correct.
They were not putting this in a universe.
Right, but we had to learn more about Wonder Woman's origin story, though, to understand more of her backstory.
Right, but that one connected to Batman v Superman and Justice League. So that one connects to that. This one was just a standalone Wonder Woman movie that had nothing to do with whatever they were trying to explain for whatever
A
they
straight
wanted to do.
sequel.
Yeah, it
And
was a
felt
straight
like
sequel.
a sequel.
Yes. Horrible at that. Triborough Gigolo said if DC keeps using the Snyder Cut method, it's going to get gimmicky and boring. They didn't even use the Snyder Cut in this one. Gimmicky
No.
at all.
I think what he
didn't.
means. I think what he means is if they release the Patty Jenkins cut.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
but
yeah.
but they don't have that. And I said that earlier tonight. There's the Snyder Cut is a very unique situation
Yeah.
that you can't repeat. And you can't repeat it because
got a release date on that Snyder Cut.
yeah, but in order to get to this point with a Snyder Cut, they've already lost millions of dollars, and now they're trying just to recoup.
Yeah, right.
That's a very unique situation that I should not actually. Unfortunately, like I said, because Snyder left because of a death in the family, should not happen again. So
Right.
hopefully, that should not happen again. But it also gave too much empowerment to fans, which also gave fans kind of this mantra where they're like, oh, well, if we bitch enough, we can cause it to change.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works. That's not how this works, people.
Well, it already worked twice. You got the Snyder Cut from the fans' voices, and then you got the whole debacle with The Last Jedi. They reworked it in The Rise of Skywalker and basically destroyed that movie as a whole, trying to fix the movie prior to it. Again, when you don't go into a movie with an actual plan, it will not come out right. So go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I just have a question.
Yes.
Because I saw this on Flickbox's, I think, story this morning.
Yeah.
And this really took me a lot of time to think about this. And I want you to be, I saw your comment, but you got to be honest.
Which is
a better movie, Wonder Woman 1984 or Captain Marvel? Come on, at least pick one of those.
Oh, you try to pull my arm live in front of everybody because I picked nobody. Dare you?
Listen,
I think this movie.
Look,
better
if
than Captain Marvel.
If I have to pick between this one and Captain Marvel, I will pick Wonder Woman 84 over Captain Marvel because I could enjoy Wonder Woman for what it was. Captain Marvel, I don't know what the hell's going on there, and I didn't even care.
Captain Marvel had the problem where you didn't care about the hero because the hero didn't learn anything.
Yes.
Captain Marvel had the problem where there was no emotion. Where Sam, oh my God,
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury was a stronger character in the movie than the main character in that movie. At least with Wonder Woman 84, as weak as the writing was and as many flaws as it had, you had those great emotional moments with the little things like Chris Pine learning about the new future and Wonder Woman having emotions and the feeling that she gets over her lost love, albeit it's still kind of a weak sauce. I think, Wonder Woman absolutely is going to win this battle between that and Captain Marvel.
And Brie Larson was a black hole of charisma in that movie.
That's what I was just gonna say. That she had no presence to Captain Marvel, where Wonder Woman, she looked gorgeous, and even her charisma was oozing without the suit. I was like, oh my,
charisma.
yeah, she had her charisma.
And as much people hate Brie Larson, I'm not even going to give her all the blame on that, because there was a movie that was written where there was no danger for the main hero in Captain Marvel. So there was nothing to be worried about. There was no moment where, at least in this movie, you saw Wonder Woman getting shot and losing power and beat up and bloody. In Captain Marvel, you didn't have that at all. It was just the whole time she was just overpowered and just waiting for her to rip the stupid chip off her neck.
Yeah, and came back with a new haircut.
Yeah.
Anything else before we bring in Jay?
Oh, one more thing. Tenet. I know you. Okay, so I know you were very, very confused with the movie. I know a lot of people were, including myself.
Alex, I know you didn't get it.
I know you're stupid, but
no.
Look, Alex, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Listen. If you kind of concentrate on like some things you're maybe wanting to see, maybe like. Because I know Nolan knows how to make a good action movie. Like, he did very well with The Dark Knight.
Right.
Tell him about
Batman Begins. And there were some good movies he made. And even Inception. Like, he did a great job with that. Tenet was kind of like one of those movies where, there's going to be a lot of confusing parts. And if you kind of like mostly pay attention to like maybe the action sequences, like the car scene where it was like going reverse. I know you and I were talking about this over the weekend, Alex. And you're like, once that car scene happened, you're like, I'm out of here. Yeah,
I pulled the plug there. But then when I rewatched it, I kind of knew what happened, and it made more sense. And I enjoyed it for what it was.
Right. These action sequences can be enjoyable for what they are. Just enjoy the action. Like, if you don't want to be like confused with like the story, then like you gotta understand the story.
Unboxing just told Alex, hey, be smarter and pay attention, and also don't pay attention and just watch the action.
I've only watched the movie twice. And I picked up the steelbook.
Called you out
over the weekend.
He said, "You dummy! Why don't you get it?
Maybe you should watch it with the subtitles the first time, you stupid."
Yeah, you dumbass.
The first time I watched it, it was during theaters. Okay.
There you go.
Me too. 3 times.
Well, thank you again, Unboxing, for calling in.
Unboxing. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Unboxing, right. I don't have a crowd sound, but for you exiting, I will play this for you. That way you can leave dramatically.
There you go.
All right, here we go. We're going to bring in Jay. Hold on one second.
I wonder who Jay is going to tell that they are stupid. Got me.
Yeah.
Let's just bring people in. Everyone, if you want to call it stupid, come on in. Because let's make this a theme.
So, all right. So, Jay, can you hear us?
Yes.
Are you here to insult? Yeah. Are you going to here to insult my intelligence? No, I'm just joking.
You know, Alex, I think you should have watched the movie backwards with subtitles, because then you would have understood what was going on.
All right, what's up, Jay? How you doing? How's the kids?
I'm doing good. I have to say that I watched Wonder Woman regretfully twice. Once by myself, and once with my sister and my kids.
Okay.
But I didn't tell her I watched it the first time.
Oh, you liar!
You wanted her to be surprised.
I wanted her to be surprised, and I kind of wanted to throw my riff tracks at it while watching it the second time.
Oh, okay. So that way she can think you're funnier when you already had like predisposed knowledge.
Yeah, it's like, but you know the ball scene. You know, I'm just going to use the same words that Alex and you guys were talking about the mall scene. It was horrible. The changing of clothes montage, you know, they could have made it better by throwing in some '80s music, like Kylie Miles doing some music, '80s music. You know, that could have worked it.
There's definitely some music in the mall scene would have made it better.
Everybody's going to a brand new dance now.
Yep.
Come on, baby, do the locomotion.
Keep going. No, you keep going.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
But I do agree with you when she, especially in the desert scene, the desert battle, when she changed her clothes, very abrupt. I actually, the second time I watched it today, I watched that scene multiple times, trying to figure out exactly when she put the crown on, when the blouse came off, and the costume was there. Yes, it was underneath, whatever, but it was very abrupt, and it was not comfortable at all. So I do agree with you, like,
dude,
very much screwed that scene up.
Dude, she grabbed 2 kids, lost the lasso, and slammed the 2 kids on the floor and ran and rolled over.
The kids got wrecked.
Those kids
wrecked.
destroyed.
Those kids are dead.
Those kids
are dead.
Those
Straight
kids.
up.
Those kids would have been.
Cake.
Yeah. That's
I said
exactly.
that right after that scene. I was like, those kids they got to be injured. They got some broken bones or something. They got slammed into the floor.
I always want, it's funny when she was riding the lightning with her lasso, I wanted them to play Ride the Lightning from Metallica.
Actually, no, that would have been no, because that was no, that was 82. So yeah, that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, but still, it's in the 80s. Yeah,
82, Ride the Lightning. Hell yeah, that would have been amazing.
Right? That would have been crazy.
Lost opportunity there, I guess, because they couldn't pay Lars Ulrich $18 million for one song. They couldn't use it.
Yeah, they were Ride the Lightning.
You would probably sue them like you did Napster or something.
Yeah. So what's up, Jay? What questions you got?
Well, let's see. That was one when we all had our points and where we. Oh no, there's one thing. The flying thing. Why did they spend like her flying on her back and doing this, doing that? It's just like they did
elaborate a little too hard on that scene.
Yeah,
and we're still all asking afterwards, can she fly or is she still gliding?
Right.
She's
flying up over the air and all this and stuff, and she's just going on a joyride while the world's about to explode.
Well, the reason why they did that, and I think it was the same reason why Christopher Reeve did the same thing, I think in Superman 1, right? When he's in the air and he's like, yeah, he's flying. He's like,
ask yourself this question, Jay. If you just learned how to fly, would you not all of a sudden start doing all that kind of weird stuff? Probably. You'd probably lay on your back and float. You'd probably do some, you know what I mean? Like, she's just kind of discovering that. Maybe it took too long, but I kind of get why she wasn't
you would ride the lightning.
Yeah,
I would ride the lightning.
You'd hit a cloud. You would do something, I'm sure.
She yanked on it. Look at how crazy this is. She yanked on the airplane to get more catapult. You know how she could have yanked that airplane down? Because she catapulted over the airplane.
Yeah, that was risky. That
was very risky.
I know she's a superhero, but that's going to rip her arm out of her socket. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, what if she did? That would have been a kind of like a comic relief right there. She yanked the airplane down. She could have goes, oops, my bad.
Well, that's the same thing that happened in Superman Returns when he held the wing and then the wing blew off and then he had to go back and save it.
Recover from it, yes.
Yeah, which I thought that would have been even funnier. She should have yanked the plane down and went, uh-oh, and then she would have figured out how to, Yeah, but I mean, I don't. Yeah, but I agree with you. I don't think the flying scenes were cool, but I think it was way too long of a scene.
It was overdone, and there was no reason to put it again at the end.
Yeah,
right.
Agree.
Anything else, Jay?
Oh, I was going to say, watching Tenet, watched it 3.5 times. I get it. And
okay.
Things are making sense. Have you figured it out yet?
I figured it out. Well, I tried to figure it out, but I got enough that everything was in forward and backwards motion of time. They were going through, yeah.
the thing I would think would be cool is the three main characters from the storyline. Is if what Nolan could have done is if he took those three main characters, Neil, the protagonist, and
Neil.
Yeah, Neil was the
Robert
And the
Pattinson.
lady,
Neil was one, the protagonist, and what was the girl's
the
name?
girl.
Kate.
Kate.
Yeah.
If they were able to, on a CD disc, possibly edition, is that they were able to show their perspective of how things were going from their perspective.
Oh, that would have been interesting if you watched the movie from their point of view. That would have been a hell of a movie. That's actually not that bad. That's actually pretty cool.
Also, all the confused people would have been even more confused
Oh,
if
yeah.
you started showing other perspective of other people.
Because then that would probably would help for people that might have been confused about it. Then they could
6
say,
hours
"Hey,
long."
oh, okay, now I get it."
No, I mean I totally agree with you, but I think a lot of people will I think people would be, like Nate said, would be confused if you had to watch it from Neil's point of view and then Kate's point of view. Maybe if they did it in a way that when you're watching the movie, it would have been all three and then linked into one.
Yeah, and you could push a button.
Yeah, it could have worked. Could have worked out. But other than that, is there one more question before we start tightening up? Triborough Gigolo is on the is the last caller.
Hey,
well, in that
finally,
case,
I never got to talk to him.
Well, let's do this then, Jay. I have music for you on the way out as well. Are you you good, Jay? We can
Yeah, I'm
say
good.
goodbye.
Are you
All right,
good?
let's play some goodbye music for you.
Super Jay. Thank you so much, Jay, for calling in.
Thank you, Jay, for joining us on tonight's show.
All right, here we go. Triborough.
Finally, this is the day I've been dreaming of.
Yes, the day you get Triborough in.
Triborough
God, I
never
hope you're
calls in when
disappointed.
Is he in?
there's no way.
I think he's here. Okay, we got Triborough. All right, here we go. What's up?
Oh, he's rocking a
Triborough.
bull. He's rocking a Bulls hat and he's frozen.
Is he frozen?
He's frozen.
What's up?
Oh no. We got
Oh,
him.
we see him. Okay, we got his
got
audio.
him.
We're good.
Okay.
Oh.
What's up?
What's good?
We're doing pretty good. How you doing?
Chilling, bro.
Good, man. Chilling. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, got you now. You keep cutting in and out for some reason.
He's either cutting in and out or he stops talking all of a sudden.
Yeah, like, I see myself on camera, but I don't see myself on the screen.
Well, we can see you. It's just a little delayed, but your audio is coming in and out. What do you got going on, bud?
Yeah, I like the Wonder Woman film. I think there was some parts missing from the film, though. I like, like we've all watched the movies our whole lives. We can tell when things are missing from the film. I think they cut out some important scenes from the film, like with Godstone and the backstory of the stone and the guy that owned the stone before. That's a part that could have been
established,
put into the film, as well as I felt like established and the friendship regarding Barbara and Diana. That should have been the main thing instead of bringing in a second villain. I feel like if you build that friendship with Barbara and Diana from the start of the film, and then we see how it goes from being a buddy friendship to Barbara starts hating on her, then we can see why she felt the way that she did about Diana and why she wanted her wish granted. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like the main villain should have been Barbara instead. To me,
I mean, I
thought it was a good film. That there wasn't a lot of action scenes as well, but we needed more.
I mean, I can say the with the whole Dreamstone thing. If I didn't know what the Dreamstone was going into this movie, I would have been very lost and very disappointed in what it was. I had the benefit of knowing what it was before going to this movie, so I was kind of prepped for it. Yeah, they didn't explain it properly, and then when they tried to explain it, it was just Diana reading from a book from a Mayan history, and they glanced over it so quickly that they still didn't get all of the information across to you. So yeah, the major MacGuffin in this movie was very much underappreciated.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, and the other thing too is like they don't explain with the stone, like the rules of it. Oh, I don't want to cut him off.
No, go ahead.
Oh,
No, go
I was
ahead.
just saying the rules of it are confusing too because, for example, when Max becomes the stone, he just all of a sudden starts getting like deteriorating, and I just feel like there was a lot of things that were very convenient and not really explained. Like it was convenient because then it makes him weaker, and then he could have this big finale where he tries to take all the life force from all of mankind, rather than properly explaining what is happening to him and why it is happening to him.
Yeah, like you have to assume that that's what's happening to him, but it's not explained.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was a good one, but like I said, I just felt like they could have tightened up on certain things in more detail with the storyline. But it was good, and I don't know, for me, I don't know how y'all feel about that, but for me, again, it's necessary to see Diana in a vulnerable state is depending on Steve because she loved him so much. I felt like they harped too much on their relationship, like for half of the movie.
Well, the thing about that is I was really annoyed was the fact that she didn't spend much time with him even in the first movie. She just met him, and I'm like, well, first of all, you just met him in the movie. You did the whole World War I crap or whatever the hell they were, and you established that, fine, he blew up. You took 40 to 60 years, and you still on this guy? And I agree with you. I think they only did this because of Chris Pine's his stature and acting, and the relationship that you should have not killed him if you're going to bring him back in the sequel. Like, that's the problem I had with the movie. You could have just let him live, let them have a relationship, and then on they go. You could kill him in the sequel, and even because when she got really strong when he died, didn't she do the whole Wonder Woman thing? She blew and she got really strong.
Well, she was gonna outlive him anyway. She doesn't age barely, and he would have died long ago.
Which one thing I would say, I'm sorry, Nate. One thing I would say that I really liked and I was really happy to see is that she had the photo of her and the secretary, old. Like, she was still friends with the secretary from the first movie, and you could tell that she died or whatever. So that was...
And that was like a Captain America kind of moment where, you appreciate these characters that have to live through generations of people.
Yeah. And I will say, I do like, to Triborough's point, as far as vulnerability, it depends on what you're meaning, because, like, vulnerability in the sense of her losing her powers and actually there's a threat of her losing something, then yes, I am a fan of that. I hate super overpowered heroes that are just invincible and there's no real threat there. You know what I mean? So in that regard, yes, for vulnerability. But if you mean like vulnerable, like with a person, like the relationship, yeah, I could have done without it. I mean, I like their chemistry, like I said earlier, but it didn't need them. I think Pine did a good job. He's there. So scoring on what it is. Yeah, okay, he was good. But did it need him? No, not really.
Well, question. Wasn't this like Superman 2? With Christopher Reeves when he gave up his powers for Lois Lane and then Zod came back and then he had to get his powers back because he chose to be with a human?
The only difference with this one was
he chose it, right?
Superman 2, he knew what the effect was going to be.
Right.
With this movie, she didn't know until later that this was the side effect.
But it's the same concept, though. That's just what I'm trying to say.
It is the same concept.
Okay.
Not exactly the same storyline.
Right. Okay. All right.
Executed differently, but similar, yeah.
Well, Superman 2 was way better.
but we can't judge on that because how many times has every story been told over and over and over?
Right. No, I agree.
So,
Trevor?
Yes. Yeah, it was a good film, though. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I definitely want to come on.
What
bad.
happened?
I said I was
No,
saying I
I'm saying-
definitely want to come back on here and do like movie.
Oh, he wants to review a movie with us.
Oh, you want to do a movie review with us? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
What movie?
Pick a movie.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah, pick a movie. Me and Nate will watch it, and then we'll review it.
I mean, I didn't.
Oh, now you got
any
nothing in
movie
mind?
Listen, I
that
didn't
you
think
guys
that far
were
ahead.
planning on doing.
No, I mean we could do it on a Monday. You pick a movie, let us know, and then you'll be on the show. Just let us know what movie you want to do.
This is your show too.
Yeah, it's your show, so you want to pick whatever you want.
How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the original one?
I'm out.
The whole trilogy, or just one movie?
No, the whole trilogy or one movie?
Fellowship of the Ring, because that's my favorite.
Okay, the first one. Okay. Well, you're gonna make me buy it because I haven't brought it yet in 4K. So that's an incentive on
I'm
buying
down.
it.
I haven't seen that in like 10 years.
Yeah, I mean I haven't seen it in ages, and I don't own it in 4K, but I could pick it up to watch it.
As a matter of fact, I started watching it when it came out. I just finished it yesterday.
Which version? The 6
That
hour
long.
version?
Yeah, I watched the extended cut. It's
That's a
14 years long. So.
I don't have time for that. There's like 5 years out of my life.
So
No.
Triboro's saying he wants to do Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
Is it the
Nate,
extended cut? Is
Alex,
that what you want to
Triboro
do?
review.
You want to do the extended review? The extended cut review?
I don't have that one. You're gonna make me buy it too.
The regular cut.
The record got you. All right, there you go. Nate was sweating because he goes, damn, I have to pay for
Yeah.
another one.
I only have the regular one.
Yeah. I have the regular one on Blu-ray, so you help me out.
Yeah, it's the regular.
Okay, fine. We'll do
Let's
that.
do it.
We'll take care of that. Yes.
All right, and Triborough, I had music for the other guys, but instead for you, I have something that I think you hear a lot more often, and it's the panic sounds of a crowd as you exit the show. As you terrify us with wanting to watch Lord of the Rings, which not all of us want to do. But you do seem like a very imposing character. Triborough, you scare me. You terrify me. But I do appreciate you as much as you terrify me at the same time. So let's go ahead and say goodbye.
You guys are funny on here. I enjoy it.
No, thank you.
Thanks for coming on, bud.
No, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Triborough.
It was fun. Thanks for having me on.
Yes.
Thanks
we
for finally calling when I'm on.
Yes, Nate was like always wanted to talk to you for some reason live. He says
That's
you.
my guy. Triboro's my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Nate is cool people. He knows his movies too, so I like him. So
Well, at least one of us gives him a Nate.
that's true. Nate knows his movies. I'm the stupid one out of everybody.
Unboxing calls. So Triborough says, I like
Yeah.
Nate. He knows his movies. And unboxing calls to say, Alex, you dummy.
Yeah,
Why didn't you watch it?
You stupid fuck. You really don't know what you're watching.
A lot of love between all of us.
Yes.
Just all over the place.
No,
Yes.
but Triborough,
Yes,
thank you so
stupid.
much for calling in. We're gonna do Fellowship of the Rings, Lord of the Rings.
Heck yeah.
We'll work on when you want to come on the show. Any Monday, pick the date on a Monday. We'll make it happen. All right.
I guess this means my twinkling won't have to stop after all. No, keep twinkling, whatever that means.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, guys. So there you have it. Look, that is our our show for tonight.
Oh, really quick. Just because
yes.
I said I was going to do it. I watched Soul. It was really good. There's my review. So we'll stop there. The show's already 2.5 hours, so it was very good. Watch it. Disney Plus.
Soul?
Soul. Yeah, the new Pixar film. It was very good.
Okay. I didn't
Thanks.
get to see it yet.
Thanks for that.
Yes.
I-
That's my review.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Everyone has an agenda.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in on the show, for watching our review. Had a blast breaking down. I don't know if you guys want to do more movie reviews live. This was the first time we did this. Normally we do topics. You guys run some topics. But again, thank you so much.
I like the discussion review. I liked kind of bouncing off each other and each giving, because we all three had pretty different perspectives, all things considered. So it was pretty good.
It was fun.
Yeah, but the next time I come back, you got to pay me. First time's free, but
Yeah.
every other time.
We got to pay Scott.
This
we got
is
$3
this is my first time doing this.
Scott, please plug in your stuff for everybody out there to know where to find you.
Oh my God, here we go. Hold on. Well, if you like what we're here tonight, head on over to Instagram at @orcu. God damn,
He
I'm
fucked
so
that
off.
up already.
I'm so fucked up. Hold on. All right, no, take two.
Take two. Go ahead.
Well, if you like what you heard here tonight, head on over to Instagram at @orc_u. Check us out on Instagram at @orc_u. I'm repeating shit now. Facebook.com. I had a lot of fucking whiskey, guys. God damn. Facebook.com/our reviews will kill you. YouTube.com/our reviews will kill you. We are on Google Play or Amazon. I'm fucking done. Whatever.
Yeah. Look, just follow them on any podcast provider that you guys listen to it.
I can't do it. I can't do it
You
anymore.
can't do it. No, the
Alex,
whiskey got you.
Alex, I was gonna try to do yours as well, but I can't. I'm done.
Yes. Look, guys, if you want to follow anything of Nate, follow Nate Flicks movie reviews on Apple Podcasts, anywhere you guys listen to any of your podcast providers. And of course, follow Nate on Instagram, Nate Flicks Reviews, where he puts up photos of all the stuff that he wants you guys to pick his movies to watch. He doesn't know how to do that. He needs you guys to help. Right, Nate?
Too many.
Too many.
That's right.
He needs
I
your
love
guys'
getting
opinion.
help from you guys. Yeah.
There you go. Anything Levels of Geeks. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Levels of Geeks. And then, of course, if you guys are watching us live on YouTube, and hit those like buttons. Hit those subscribe buttons if you guys are new to the channel. Again, guys, anything on Scott, everything is on the description down below.
Hold on. I'm typing into the chat the link to go see all of our stuff. So let me get that done.
Jay wants to drop the link in the chat.
There you go. Drop the link on the chat. But again, guys, thank you so much. This was actually pretty fun. This is like our first review live. And it's gonna be more. Tomorrow, Fat Man will be dropping tomorrow, and then me and Nate's new podcast will be dropping on Wednesday, which is gonna be It Man, which that's gonna be fun to talk about. But again, guys, thank you so much for joining in. Be awesome to each other. And Scott, thank you so much for joining into the show, man. He's drunk. He's a drunk driver. Scott, thank you so much for joining in. Like always.
Glad I could join you guys.
Yes, Nate, thank you so much, buddy.
Yep.
Be awesome to each other and geek out.